In a media release, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service said the charge stemmed from an August 10, 2023 search of an apartment at the residence's South Park, Taruba, where officers allegedly found a suspected methamphetamine laboratory. Officers allegedly seized quantities of methamphetamine, precursor chemicals, specialized lab equipment, and a total of $30,064, $170 and SR $715 Surinamese in cash. The money was seized under Section 38 of the Proceeds of Crime Act. Wu was charged by WCPL Eslam after an investigation into the legitimacy of the seized cash. The TCT added it remains committed to combating the illegal drug trade and financial crimes that threaten public safety and the economy. Second Sort Officer challenges suspension over probe into death of suspects. Jada, Latu. 9 hours ago, candles and flowers were laid on the pavement opposite the Red House on Abercrombie Street, Port of Spain, for Shanti Riley, Andrea Barrett, and other victims who lost their lives to gender-based violence during a candlelight vigil on February 8. File photo. Another ex-member of the Special Operations Response Team, SORT, has been given the green light to pursue a lawsuit over being placed on suspension for over 2 years owing to a completed investigation into the deaths of 2 suspects in the murder of Andrea Barrett. Andrea Barrett. On October 28, Justice Karen Reed allowed PC Vishard Persid to advance his complaint against the police commissioner. Persid is seeking several declarations that the decision to suspend him and not review it was illegal. He has complained that he expected a review of his suspension after the Police Complaints Authority, PCA, in 2021, completed its report into the deaths of murder suspects Andrew Morris and Joel Balcone in custody. Persid wants the court to order the commissioner to disclose the report used to suspend him. He also wants the court to quash his suspension and compensation for the losses he suffered since January 12, 2022. The matter comes up for hearing on December 12. Persid is the second ex-SORT officer to challenge their suspension when the PCA started an investigation into Morris and Balcone's deaths. On October 17, PC Mikhail Gonzalez was permitted by Justice Frank C. Prasad to challenge his continued suspension. Persid said he was a member of SORT for the majority of his career. He also said he could not understand why he was suspended. I could not understand why it was only members of the Special Operations Response Team that were targeted for this treatment by the Commissioner, when there were many other agencies of national security and units involved in this particular operation. Persid also said every time he has to report to a police station, he is deeply embarrassed since he has never been charged with an offense, but is treated like a common criminal. Persid said when he was put on suspension, the PCA had already completed its investigation. In a release in July 2021, the PCA said it had referred its findings to the DPP. It also said its final report on the evidence about the conduct of police officers, SORT officers, and Defense Force officers was sent to the acting commissioner, the Chief of Defense Staff, and the National Security Minister. I am yet to understand how and why only members of the Special Operations Response Team were singled out from among all of the officers who were involved in this operation to be suspended. There were more than 30 law enforcement officers from all the different units involved in this operation, and only certain persons from the Special Operations Response Team were identified to be issued suspension notices. Persid was arrested on April 14, 2021, and said he was traumatized by it. I was traumatized by the way I was treated, more so because this was the reward that I received for having put my life in harm's way to seek to rescue an innocent young lady who was brutally abducted and murdered. He also said he was told by another constable that the only reason he was arrested was to question him about then-sort leader Mark Hernandez and his involvement in Morris and Balcone's deaths. Persid alleged this was an attempt to coerce him to fabricate evidence. He recounted the duration of his arrest and also said since his suspension, he has not been told of any action arising out of the PCA's investigations. I have not been informed by the Commissioner that any recommendation has been made by the PCA in relation to me whether to invoke disciplinary proceedings or for criminal proceedings to be instituted at the direction of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Persid also said he has not seen any allegation against him, has not been given an opportunity to answer to any, nor has he been interviewed by the PCA. Although he was suspended with full pay, he said he has been deprived of several allowances. While I've been on suspension for the past 2 years and 10 months, I have witnessed the level of crime and criminal activity increase to an unprecedented level. I am saddened by the fact that the TCT is without the services of the sort. I do not wish to continue to be on suspension at this time when my country needs officers like myself and my colleagues to stand against the criminal element and provide a level of protection to the citizens of this country. Persid is represented by Gerald Ramdeen, Jagdeo Singh, Dayadai Harapal, and Narisabala. Businessman. Forex review should be inclusive, equitable. Clinch on tack yesterday. CRBC Chairman Vivek Charan. CRBC Chairman Vivek Charan. Confederation of Regional Business Chambers, CRBC, Chairman Vivek Charan says any review of the foreign exchange, Forex, issues should be inclusive and equitable. He made this comment in response to an announcement by Finance Minister Coleman Bird about a review of a special window at the Exim Bank created to give businesses access to Forex for essential imports during the COVID-19 pandemic. In a post on X, formerly Twitter, on October 27th, Imbert said, "During COVID, we created a special window at the Exim Bank to provide US dollars for essential imports, such as food and medicine. COVID-19 is over, so we are reviewing the feasibility of that Forex window." A daily newspaper recently reported that several businessmen were crying out for Forex to import essential goods such as potatoes, rice, onions, garlic, oil, sugar, salt fish, smoked herring, pigtail, peas, and beans. In the article, the businessmen claimed that the shortage in access to Forex would soon lead to shortages in food. In April 2020, Cabinet approved the establishment of a special foreign exchange window through Exim Bank, providing $75 million to $25 million a month for 3 months to established importers. In 2021, at a virtual meeting with members of the Public Accounts Enterprise Committee, PEC, Exim Bank Chief Executive Officer, CEO, Navin Dukran said the facility was reopened in October-December 2020, totaling more than $150 million. He said 69 companies participated in the program. In a statement issued via WhatsApp on October 28, Charan asked, "Is the Forex review going to be an inclusive one, or just for those sectors or businesses that already had a preferential access to Forex to continue to have that preferential access while other businesses continue to struggle until they reach a critical state?" He said the difficulties experienced by businesses to access Forex are not new. "The truth is we appear to be in a crisis." Charan said small and medium enterprises, SMEs, have been complaining about access for Forex for a long time. He asked why Imbert seemed to be taking interest in this matter when certain businesses were complaining about it. Charan recalled the creation of the special window at the Exim Bank during the pandemic. This facility has been in existence since COVID-19, and it ensured people certain food and medication. Toiletries have preference to get Forex from Exim Bank. Charan asked why this preferential system remained in place after the pandemic ended. He said there had been any shortages of food imports since then. While manufacturers, food and pharmaceutical importers have access to Forex through the Exim Bank, Charan said SMEs face challenges getting Forex through the commercial banks. He added the situation had not been helped by those banks placing $5,000 limits on all credit cards, including those used by businesses. The issue is, how is the government planning to solve this in an equitable way? Charn recalled that in the 2023/2024 budget, Imbert spoke about a $50 million facility at the Exim Bank for SMEs. He said this has not materialized. Is this even a level playing field? Charn expressed concern about how SMEs which import toys, decorations, and other Christmas items will get the Forex they need to purchase these commodities for the upcoming Christmas shopping season. He asked whether government was concerned that difficulties in accessing Forex could cause some SMEs to close down. Charn suggested that in order to reduce the demand for US dollars, consideration be given to using other types of Forex to purchase certain goods. Outside of the US, he said the only other two countries outside of CARICOM that Trinidad and Tobago trades with extensively are China and India. He also suggested that the credit cards used by commercial customers be maintained at US $10,000 limits and not the $5,000 limit which all credit card customers now have.
Let's see how it goes. The general election's coming, which is a good. Getting rid of the PNM. It's a good. If the PNM remain there, that's a bad. And it will just confirm more who we are. Our government reflects its people. Remember that. We are thieves, dishonest, selfish, heartless, wicked, vindictive, shameless. Let's look around good, open your eyes and tell me, even if you are not like that, is your country being reflected dressed like that? Yes or no?
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Judge orders $$ for cops in unlawful promotion process. Jada Latu. 11 hours ago, Hall of Justice, Port of Spain. File photo by Jeff K. Mayers. Just under 100 police constables who took legal action over the promotion exercise fiasco in 2023 must be compensated for their distress over a move to modify the performance appraisal criteria used for promotions. Justice Westman James made the order in a ruling against the police commissioner and the Promotions Advisory Board, PAB, on October 29. The officers challenged a departmental order issued by the Office of the Police Commissioner on August 4, 2023, and the failure of the PAB to sit and consider promotions every 3 months. They contended they had a legitimate expectation that they would be assessed on previous criteria for performance appraisals, which existed when they successfully wrote promotion examinations. They also contended that the board's delay in performing its duties hampered their chances of being promoted, as they had to compete with a substantially larger pool of applicants for a small number of vacancies. They sought declarations that the policy change was illegal, irrational, procedurally improper, and void, and another declaring that there had been undue delay by the board. James granted those declarations. He also ordered the PAB to compile and submit to the Commissioner a revised order of merit list using the proper criteria to reflect the officer's proper ranking in 3 months. James said the list must be published in a department order so the officers can be properly ranked for when there are other vacancies in the police service. In his ruling, James said the amendment undermined the officers' legitimate expectations. Justice Westman James. The principle of fairness dictates that procedural rules should remain consistent throughout an assessment process. He added, the use of disputed criteria in Departmental Order 93 of years of service was wrongful in the first place. Years of service relate primarily to seniority, not to an officer's actual performance in their role. Seniority reflects the length of time an officer has served, but does not necessarily indicate their level of competence or effectiveness in their duties during the assessment period. Performance appraisals, on the other hand, are designed to evaluate an officer's work over a specific time frame, focusing on their skills, achievements, and overall contribution during that period. He said by assigning points for years of service, the Commissioner and the PAB conflated seniority with performance. This procedural breach further compromised their fair opportunity for advancement, making the delay not only unreasonable but also legally flawed, he added. James also said the 14-year delay in calling the officers for their final interviews was clearly unreasonable and unjustifiable. In their lawsuit, the officers complained a large number of them completed the promotions examinations as far back as 2011, but they had never been assessed by the PAB, nor had they been included on the Order of Merit list. Others sat the sergeant examinations, but had not been promoted to corporal, and some of them were invited to the PAB interviews a decade after they were successful in their examinations. They have since been interviewed and promoted. James said the argument that the costs and number of constables involved contributed to the delay was inadequate. As more time passes, additional constables will qualify, exacerbating both the costs and the number of individuals affected. This prolonged delay only worsens the situation, with more officers becoming eligible and a growing number facing prejudice due to the stalled promotion process. The delay is particularly harmful to candidates as it limits their ability to advance to higher ranks and significantly impacts their career trajectories. This prejudice cannot be overlooked. I agree with the claimants that the court must acknowledge the suboptimal state of affairs. In considering an appropriate remedy, the judge said if the promotions were invalidated, it would affect hundreds of officers. The court is in a tight spot. He said failing to rectify wrongful promotions would disenfranchise officers who should have been promoted but were not, resulting in them losing seniority and losing out on higher acting positions. It also affects the morale of the officers. James rationalized that setting aside the promotion process would affect the rights of officers who were not part of the lawsuit and would not be conducive to good administration. He also said it would be impractical if there were no available vacancies. He also decided against ordering a re-evaluation of the Order of Merit list and retroactively promoting officers. However, James noted, the court does recognize that this was caused by the defendant engaging in the promotion exercise knowing fully well that this could be the outcome. However, while the court does not condone the original error, that error ought not to be used as a basis for creating inequity or disquiet in the rest of the service. This state of confusion and inconsistency that a retroactive promotion will create is contrary to good administration. The court will, however, direct that a revised Order of Merit list should be compiled, using the proper criteria and excluding those officers already promoted. This list would rank the claimants correctly for future promotions. The claimants who were unjustly denied promotion should also be awarded damages to compensate for their loss of opportunity and seniority. This remedy, while imperfect, would address the harm caused by the original error. The court is of the belief that there is no perfect solution to this unfortunate series of events and seeks to fashion the best remedy in the circumstances, James acknowledged. Giving evidence in the matter were several of the affected police officers. Also giving evidence were then-acting Commissioner McDonald Jacob, current Commissioner Erla Harewood Christopher in her capacity as DCP Administration and Operational Support, and then Chair of the PAB, and then-acting DCP Ramnarine Samaru. Attorneys Jagdio Singh, Leon Kalitran, Terry Boyer, Lana Lukan, Karina Singh, Vashish Siprasad, and Desiree Sinker represented the police officers. Vanessa Gopal, Alana Rivas, and Faith Walk represented the Commissioner and the PAB, who were ordered to pay the claimant's costs to be assessed by a master.
Shine! Shine! Shatine? Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it.
XAG.
Shatine.
Junior Samy vindicated by Privy Council ruling. Jada Latu. 58 minutes ago, Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj. Local contractor Junior Samy intends to sponsor a conference on standard form contracts and FIDIC contracts for the benefit of the construction industry and government agencies. His decision to sponsor such a conference comes as a result of a ruling by the Privy Council dismissing an appeal by the Estate Management Business Development Company Ltd, EMBD, over unpaid fees to Samy's company Junior Samy Contractors. Samy's attorney Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj SC said the purpose of the conference was for contractors and employers to know their rights and obligations under these particular types of contracts used in TT and the Commonwealth. Maharaj said the Privy Council's judgment on Tuesday was important, as it not only vindicated Samy and his company, but should also coerce government and state-owned entities, such as the EMBD, to put administrative infrastructure in place to ensure that claims made by contractors are properly assessed to avoid errors in defending contractors' claims for payments. The legal dispute between the EMBD and Samy concerned a contract for the Coroni Savannah residential development. The contract was first awarded to another company in 2010, but was terminated after it. The company failed to perform or complete the work. Junior Samy Contractors submitted a $231 million tender for the project and was awarded the contract to complete the development. It sued EMBD after only 7 of the 13 interim payment certificates, IPCs, were paid, which were approved by the independent engineering company appointed by EMBD to act as its agent. The EMBD tried to allege fraud and abatement. The Privy Council dismissed this because of a lack of evidence. Maharaj urged all contractors to read the ruling. He also urged state companies to do the same, since it would save taxpayers' monies by not having to pay legal costs in claims that could not be defended. I am sure that you would agree with me that those expenses can be saved and used for the benefit of the people. He also urged the government and its entities to take steps to ensure there are no delays in paying contracts, since interest accrues on legitimate debts owed. Munal slams government over outcome of Junior Samy lawsuit versus EMBD. Jada Latu. 2 HRS ago drive Rudal Munal. Former Housing Minister Dr. Rudal Munal has waded into the government over its defeat in the Privy Council on October 29, in a case involving the Estate Management Business Development Company Ltd and contractor Junior Samy over a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Munal is also involved in a multi-million-dollar case with the EMBD. In a statement, he said, "The Privy Council ruled today, October 29th, in its Michaelmas term, in favor of local contractor Junior Samy Contractors Ltd JSCL. In a matter where the latter sued the company for outstanding monies on a contract awarded and executed fully during my term as Minister of Housing by the EMBD in 2015. He said taxpayers paid millions for the rum shop argument advanced by the EMBD against Samy. When we were in office, we ensured that decisions were properly and legally taken, institutions were robust, and oversight was compulsory. Decisions were taken on the basis of independent assessments and recommendations." He said for JSCL to get summary judgment in the High Court, it meant the EMBD's defense was so weak. Today, 5 law lords of the Privy Council ruled, with no dissenting judgment, that the EMBDC claim of fraud was fanciful and speculative. We have said that this was politically motivated and the most expensive witch hunt in history. And they did not catch a witch. He added, the millions in legal fees could have provided food cards for the hungry, medicines to the poor at rundown hospitals, jobs for our desperate youth, and help for small businesses. Equally alarming is that all legal and professional fees are paid in foreign currency. We have a Forex crisis today, in part because all the Forex has been used to pay lawyers in Miami and London. This feeding frenzy must stop. This is tantamount to misbehavior in public office. So today, the taxpayer has to pay the contractor for all works properly done, plus interest on outstanding payments carrying over for 7 years. While they were doing this, the Coroni Savannah estate overrun with bush and a dumping ground for garbage. The former Coroni workers cannot receive a square foot of land in 9 years because of the vindictiveness of the PNM. Munal also said the Privy Council ruling meant that 10 judges ruled the EMBD had no case, where he referenced the company's cartel claim against him and several other contractors.
Walk 3 is on our doorstep, Andy. Who would they respect, Andy? Man, those swing states are saying they're going to respect Donald Trump, Andy. Andy, you know, if World War III break out, Trinidad imports majority is food, Andy. Yeah, don't have agriculture sector down there, boy. It's $7 billion in food you all import, Andy. If that war start, Andy, my God, you know what people are saying, Andy? That you all don't get no food. America will keep the food for themselves, Andy. It will be mandatory, Andy. You're going to starve down here, Andy. If World War III break out, Andy. Some people are saying that those swing states, they can't take Kamala Harris, Andy. They are saying Donald Trump is the man, Andy.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
For the Lord God
Yeah. Henrik, man. Everybody. Man, when I drive through those swing states, Andy, those people are deceitful, Andy. That's wickedness. Why are they? What the whole Biden's burden on Kamala Harris, Andy? Oh my God. I don't know, Andy. But that's what they are saying there, man, Andy. They're saying Donald Trump is the man, Andy. They're going to be the cause of it, Andy. Lennox Smith.
Hey.
I'm trying to talk to Andy. That's what they're saying up there with Lennox Smith. They're saying those swing states are going Donald Trump. Lennox?
As I said,
what you hear?
I have no position.
Yeah, what you
I have no position one way or another, except of course it's a close race. It appears even I think they have about 4 more days before elections. The mass because voting has already started, but certainly in terms of the mass and the day designated. But of course, it appears that Donald Trump seems to be getting the upper edge at this point in time. But we'll see how things pans out one way or another. Trinidad and Tobago has to survive. We must act in our own best interest. The unfortunate thing is that we have a government that does not act in our own best interest as far as major national policies are concerned, whether it be foreign affairs matter, whether it be on the economy, or whether it be, of course, in transparency and accountability and the profligacy that has become a hallmark of this government. Pleasant good morning to all and sundry. Are you hearing me firstly loud and clear, my friend? Sorry about that. You should have asked that in first place.
Loud and clear.
Beautiful.
You go ahead, man. While we shine today,
and this morning,
getting the light over darkness.
This morning I'm a bit angry. Yes, light over darkness, but I'm a bit angry because really and truly we could convert that to good over evil, because of course the government has demonstrated a level of what I consider to be evil and what is called satanic verses, if you want to call it that. But of course, I'm angry this morning because I took the responsibility of fact-finding the statement made by the Prime Minister when he was at the CHOGM meeting in Samoa in the Pacific Ocean, a world away from Trinidad and Tobago. And he took time, of course, to on his Facebook page. It's his page, so he can do what the hell he wants. But what he cannot do is to peddle misinformation, disinformation, and rank and unadulterated lies. The statement he made was suggesting that the Secretary General of the Commonwealth was well received by the Commonwealth Secretariat or the Commonwealth, suggesting that somehow in a document that they presented at the conference. He sent, of course, pictures and all that. I converted it to a video, but there's another. I converted it to a video, but there is a piece of it that I'll have to extract to make it, let's say, time reasonable. Right? It's too long, in other words. But the point I'm making here is that Dr. Rowley would have tried to hoodwink, gaslight the population, and I'm saying that up front. After I make my case, you will understand what I'm talking about. That firstly, that picture of Jindal presenting an award to the Secretary General of the Commonwealth never took place during that exercise. Far removed. In fact, it occurred in 2023, while she was in India, paying a visit to India. And Jindal itself, that company, has a university. So the university gave her an award for her lifetime contribution. Let me repeat. For her lifetime contribution. It had nothing to do with the Commonwealth and her representing or acting. She went there on a holiday, and she met with several, let's say, dignitaries in that particular part of the world. But the award itself that Rowley referred to is as a result of her lifetime achievement or lifetime work. In other words, it is distinct and different and apart from the work of her work in the Commonwealth. In other words, the work in the Commonwealth Secretariat could be part and parcel of her general work, because she would have been, of course, in the Parliament in the United Kingdom, etc. So it's a lifetime achievement. Let me repeat. It is different from saying that she was there and the award was given because she was connected to the Commonwealth, and therefore somehow suggesting by Rowley that it was a Commonwealth specific incident, occasion, or project. No, let us get it clear. He was given an award by the Jindal University, and they have a right to, and of course the man was there. He was charged back in 2013, but that, of course, award was given. It's his university. One would have expected that, of course, he would have been there. Nothing wrong with that. But to suggest that somehow, because in spite of the fact that he has charges, this woman, the Secretary General of the Commonwealth, accommodated him in her capacity as Secretary General. No, Dr. Rowley, you are being dishonest, and you continue, of course, to try to hoodwink and gaslight the population. And that is at this stage of the game where, of course, your political fortunes are waning. You're tired, Dr. Rowley. You try to deceive the people, but the ground report is here, and we're going to tell the people as it is. Once again, that telegraphing from the Chogam back on that island where the Chogam took place, the heads of Commonwealth nations that met there. That picture that he sent, that reference he made, once again, had nothing to do with the Commonwealth and that conference. What they did, they included that in some document, and it is only natural that if she got an award for her lifetime achievement, that one would expect that it will find its way in some document that Dr. Rowley would have to read, or the people who assembled in that conference will also be interested in reading as well. But it has nothing to do with the Commonwealth itself and her activities in the Commonwealth. It has to do, once again, with her lifetime achievement and the work that she would have done, among other things, that of the Commonwealth. Understand that. So Dr. Rowley gave the impression that he was correct in accommodating Jindal, and that somehow, by some epiphany, by some amorphous illogic, by some square peg in round hole logic or common sense, he wants to justify that Jindal found himself at the office of the Prime Minister or at the diplomatic center, and he accommodated. But more significantly, people, let us put things in perspective. Jindal was there, according to Rowley, because of some visit he made in India. All right, fine. We tracked that as well, because he was in Venezuela, yes, but the court in India gave him permission to travel. Otherwise, he couldn't travel. So I want to make that clear. So Dr. Rowley's claim in the first place that he didn't know that the man was had a criminal matter in a matter called Coalgate, Coalgat, Coalgate, in a coal mining license arrangement to where they charge the charges that they were greedy. They were charged for graft, and of course trying to acquire a contract based on only greed. So I want to make it clear. So here it is. Dr. Rowley said that he came there to talk about what? To talk about the oil refinery. And he went on to say, subsequently, of course, he tried to suggest that that was not so, but it was about the oil refinery per se. And he found himself, but there are other issues that we have to look at. The fact is that the request for interest, it is called, of course, the request RFP, request for interest in the oil refinery. The government wanting, of course, to get rid of it by entering in some kind of contractual arrangement for somebody or some entity to operate it. Now, having been mothballed for so long, that RFP that they were talking about expired since in May, and of course, Jindal visit at the diplomatic center was after May, so it means that therefore that ought not to come up at all. And of course, the 8 or so persons that would have submitted bids, what would happen to them? Now that you are accommodating this man, what you want them to feel, what you want the people to feel, that you prefer somebody who never bidded, who never put in a bid. That is a critical issue. And more than that, what has happened to the procurement legislation in this regard?
Say that again, Lennox. I would like you to say that again, because I understand clearly what you're saying.
Yeah, let me go
again. It's like a prime minister handpick a man that would never show interest. Showing interest is putting in a bid.
Have a chance of putting the bid.
Man never put in a bid.
That's right.
But the prime minister bypass the 7 people that show that interest and put in a bid long time. He and his government, his cabinet on the whole. Because watch, since that, what going on when he talks about the refinery? And what going on with well then, one of the 7 had to be picked because it was an open thing.
That's right.
Well,
all the people did all that work. How Jindal comes in and Dr. Rowley has no excuse, because Dr. Rowley must know that he ought not to be talking about the oil refinery and disclosing it to the public, because the bidding process was over. Everybody put in their bid. But of course, what they did, and we sense it, when we recognize that Jindal was in town, and Rowley was, of course, handsy-pansying with Jindal, you know what they do? They extended interest in the oil refinery to the following August. Yeah, that's what they did after the bidding process closed. They opened it back up.
You gotta go through the tender process.
To accommodate Jindal.
You gotta go through what Munilal Ramchal was chairman of. What we call that committee again?
Of course we're doing about the procurement
regulator.
Yeah.
But that's non-existent under this government, you know.
Well, obviously, because they have breached everything. Look the so-called money, the $3 million. We know it's more, but let me take it from them because they lie all the time. But let me say the $3 million that they say for that symposium on what, on seeing crime as a public health. We hear nothing about it again as usual, but the money was spent. They didn't have a budget for that. You know, they go to the parliament and because they flouted the procurement regulations. The procurement regulator knew nothing about that because the entire thing was flouted. Go in the parliament, use a slim majority, 22 seats, in order to, of course, rectify that situation and to, of course, retroactively ratify and to say that it was done justly because they knew the act for spending that vote, that amount of money was illegal. I mean, come on. What kind of government is this? You don't want to account. You're doing things vikey, helter-skelter, whimsically, capriciously, and you want people to take you serious? You're too damn dishonest, Dr. Rowley. Only too dishonest. So here it is, procurement is breached. They push back, of course, the time for it doesn't matter, and they don't take the consideration about the time and expenditure and other ingredients that it will take for each one of the ones who put in their bid on time. They didn't care about that. They push it back so they could to August so that they could accommodate Jindal. And then we have the audacity and the temerity from the Chogam in the Pacific to tell us that somehow he is justified because the Secretary General of the Commonwealth was receiving an award from Jindal's university, and therefore he's the owner, so one expect that will happen. But even in that situation, Dr. Rowley has been dishonest because he didn't tell us that had nothing to do with Commonwealth business. That had all to do with the Secretary General paying a visit to India, and that was one of the occasions or one of the exercise or her itinerary where, of course, she was given an award for her achievement in life. It had nothing to do with the Commonwealth. I mean, come on, Rowley. Come on. You're too damn dishonest. Call the elections and get the hell out of office. I thought I should mention that, Andy, because you all gave me the responsibility to fact-find that elaborate statement that Rowley made, trying to suggest and defend the indefensible. So it continues to beg the question. There are more questions, Rowley, and they have to answer, having regard to what we know now. So people, you got it first from the ground report, simply because we do our homework. Otherwise, you would have been led to believe that somehow Rowley and what Short Young and they had to say was something that was legitimate and had no flaws, when in fact it was an attempt to beat their own lapel and to, of course, champion their own misinformation and disinformation and try to make some validity of something that is absolutely and totally not only invalid but clearly illegal as well in with respect to the breach of the procurement regulation system. A recent piece of law that we enacted under questionable circumstance, having regard to the evisceration of clause 7, where of course the government has of course take itself out so that it could continue to have government to government and of course import medical items and of course engage in financial matters, engage in financial institutions such as that of Stuart Young's brothers institution. Come on, man. We are too enlightened, Rowley, and you will not get away with it. The PNM will not. You want to save yourself from blue lights and silver bracelets? Well, that man, well, you could probably reduce the penalty, but in terms of getting away, you can't. The other item, Andy, will be that of the yesterday's decision of the Privy Council. Let's be clear, because I don't want anybody to believe that somehow we are biased or in any way in the corner of one person or next. What we are seeing is what we tell you. And of course, our firm position with respect to the UNC is simply because that is the best thing that Trinidad and Tobago can gravitate to as an alternative to Rowley and this despicable behavior that they have had and the mismanagement and corruption that they would have exhibited over the last 9 years so far. So let me be clear. And I'm prefacing what I have to say now with respect to our Privy Council decision yesterday in favor of Junior Samy. And Junior Samy is not our favorite company, but in favor of Junior Samy against the EMBD. Because prior to that, there was another Privy Council decision that uphold the local court's position that people that were brought into the court by way of civil action by the state, again connected to the EMBD, but it includes, of course, Munilal as the former minister and about 5 other companies. But in that case, the Privy Council agreed that the EMBD seemed to have a case that should be ventilated in court, and therefore all of them should now proceed to provide their defense against the action that was taken by EMBD. So that was the first one. What happened yesterday is that the Privy Council said that EMBD now must pay over $200 million, and of course the interest and so on that would have been accumulated as well, to Junior Samy, because the case that they brought against Junior Samy, suggesting that it was something underhand, something similar to what is happening with Munilal and others. What the advancement or the argument that they advance is frivolous, is they can't prove it, is not provable, but yet still they brought that matter against Junior Samy, where they refused to, well, they only paid 7 of 13 claims for a project at the Caroni Savannah construction site. And of course, they are claiming, as I said, the total thing is over 200 and something million. Clearly, it's much, much more now, having regard to that. So much so, this matter is so troubling that Ramesh Lawrence Mirage and Junior Samy they have agreed that they will want to, of course, sponsor a seminar only for both public as well as private, especially people in the construction sector, to understand the laws and the rules, because it will save time, and of course the amount of legal fees that the government will now have to pay, quite apart from paying interest to Junior Samy on the decision that was recently made by the Privy Council, is a case of profligacy, is an exercise in what I consider to be rank and unadulterated mismanagement of the resources of the country, to the point as far as I am concerned, is misbehavior in public office to spend our monies like that, when of course the children cannot get food in the schools as they would have liked, whether you can't pay for books and laptops, etc. You have a means test rather than giving everybody one, as the former administration under Kamala Prasad Bisesa would have, of course, done, in spite of that, and save us that kind of trauma and profligate spending. Go ahead.
I was some headlines too.
No. I thought those two things are important. Those are significant things.
Yeah. I know
it's important that the people understand what this government is all about, and then, of course, we can go to the headlines. So people can use that if you wish. And you can follow up as well. I think we have a duty and responsibility to disabuse the deception that this government seems to be idiosyncratically gravitating towards, and has been typical of them. Our Deputy Chief secretary, no THA support for current autonomy bills. Well, of course, that you know that was one of the legislative agenda announced by the government for moving forward in this last phase of the parliament, and they said they will bring that. But of course, the secretary, deputy chief secretary, that will be Miss Faith Israel, is saying that no, they don't have confidence in that bill, even though Rowley and they would have, of course, touted that as a legislative imperative for moving forward for 2025. XAG, yes, this is the player XAG, that is Ramesh Miraj talking about. Junior Samy vindicated by Privy Council ruling. Yes, indeed. Well, I just explained that. President, we must devote ourselves to building families. Well, that was the message at the Diwali Naga. I think it would have been yesterday. Because of course the theme of this year's the Diwali at the Naga is of course focusing on family and such devotion. Calypso Rose donates to TRHA, that is Tobago Regional Health Authority, and dialysis unit. So at least she's doing some human and humanitarian service there by, of course, giving back to Tobago. After all, she was born
I
there.
hope. All right.
Yeah.
Amen. Hallelujah. Rose is a really respected one. She really and truly make her career and life out there.
Yeah.
But I just always watch, and I will give her that respect at the end of the day. But my biggest issue and will continue to be, what about them brats and them it have? Like the Marshall Montanos, the British Roberts, and this one, that one, based on what's going on with its people right now, that truly is seeing that they're putting their career and their making of their money over the same fan base. That lives are deteriorating, monies are deteriorating in order for them to buy the clothes they all fit, and them nasty stinking $500 ticket to go their concerts, to go where they're having their fets.
Well, I don't know.
The Brian Laras, the Brian Laras, the Pollards, the this. At the end of the day, it must have a point where celebrities in a country must understand that they are responsible too.
No,
I must use the power given to them.
I agree. I
to
think
guide the whole country on the right track.
yeah. In the case of I hold a brief for them. Yeah, I hold a brief for them, but I think in the case of Marshall, I think there is a foundation that is doing some work in that regard. Pointed work.
Writing.
And then I
But
think
the law says that we have a procurement legislation where they're making money or not. As Marshall Montano, and all right, look the crime situation. Marshall Montano say anything? Talk out against
it should cause them
the
nothing to
National
talk about. I
Security
agree.
Minister,
No.
letting them know.
Right. I agree.
You talking, you see this kind of chicken feet kind of stupidness you come around me with Lennox Smith? I not talking about, and I giving some food, and I giving some lunches, I buy some laptops.
No.
Because
no,
if they don't talk out,
I agree.
if they don't talk out,
But I
they
agree
will have
with
to
you.
continue buying food.
Yeah.
They'll
I
have to
agree.
continue giving out laptops.
We should have a greater amount of outrage by these artists who have made it. If it's from that perspective, but I thought you were talking about humanitarian gestures because they're making money and they could give back something from that perspective. But certainly, I think you could. You're quite right. There could be no greater contribution they could make by talking out about some of the social issues that are plaguing Trinidad and Tobago today for a better Trinidad and Tobago. So I want to agree with you there. THA and Antiquities unit up and running by early 2025. But they have this Ministry for Culture and Antiquities, and it's very innovative, I believe, to have a department of antiquities because Tobago has a rich history. One of the things that most people may not know, or many people may not know, is that Tobago had a legislature, in other words, a parliament before Trinidad. before Trinidad, and history would have, of course, I think, and then of course it changed hands uh, among the European powers at the time. Some of our the so-called colonial masters, more than Trinidad as well. So it has a rich history, and maybe you might have some treasures maybe buried somewhere in the sea close to Tobago that the public could find as well as a result of some hurricane and some boat that would have had some these long time very heavy coins and maybe somebody might be able to find it. So I think that's important. Man found
Yeah,
dead.
I will, Rafi, send that thing without link. I need where you send me without a link. That the only way I'll be able to play it. I had to get it without a link. It's something very nice you send, you know. But send that video without a link. You had to find a way to unlink it. I try. You see, there's a YouTube one you send. I have something to unlink Facebook and video, but not that one day.
If
Send me
if you think it's important, send for me and I'll unlink it, because I don't like the idea that we have, because of technology, to not, of course, have pieces of information that ought to benefit the people, and because of the technology, we are tardy. So if you wish, you can send it to me, and I will delink it, so to speak. A man found dead in Granville. Well, of course, the murders can. Well, I understand in this case they are saying it may not be foul play, but you never can tell, is a death nonetheless. Judge orders the lesser for cops in unlawful promotion process. Well, you know, this police service, the modern police service, they seem to be going in court more than ever by members of their own ranks, taking them to court, because we have about 3 or 4 instances. Well, in this one, you know, the I think close to 100 fellas that went because there was some disruption in the promotion process. Well, of course, the court said, well, listen, yes, everything was bad. The police service had a mix-up with, of course, people who were there for a long time, so they consider that long service people, as opposed to people who do exam. They say that they mix it up. They give people points who were there because they had a long time in the service, all of that. But the bottom line is that the court also compensated all of those persons who filed action against the police service, compensate them for the time that the matter would have taken to be ventilated and concluded. I think in the process, some of them got their ranks, so they got their ranks, but the court still find they should have been compensated because they had no right to come there, because the entire system appeared to be in shambles and or extremely flawed. You were saying something?
Yeah, I want to do something you gonna be happy about too, you know.
No problem.
Real happy. Look, I'm gonna do it here, boy. Boy, you gonna say, whoa, boy. Yeah, boy. It look like your best friend there and you and Anderson Wilson best friend. People them like they going against him, boy. They don't want Hines again, boy. Yeah, you go see. Yeah, boy.
Well,
I hear in there.
Well, I've always said that Hines he is called the peacock in Laventille, frankly. Plenty flair, but no depth. And of course, his slogan, vote Hines for a better mind, has been converted to vote Hines to stay behind. So all of that.
Yeah, but what?
Yeah, vote Hines to stay behind. Although his slogan is vote for Hines for a better mind. Well, of course, Anderson has been on his case for the longest while, because he's the first MP and having several ministerial portfolios. I don't know what is wrong with Rowley in terms of his due diligence, but I mean, it is easy to see that Hines is incompetent. So he's the first parliamentarian that was run out of his own constituency by his constituents, and of course had to exhibit aero and what I consider to be hydrodynamics. The man run through water like if a boat was running, and he did better than Jesus. I think why Jesus walked on water, Heinz like he run on water. Out of beatum.
He run on water.
Yeah, he run on water. Out of the beatum.
Well, let me see what is the latest with Heinz.
All right. And dirty water too. And dirty water too. They really disgrace this man.
They don't want him no more.
All was required is that he fully carry with some groceries and deliver to them.
Remember, the current member of Parliament says he would have submitted his nomination and interest, his consent form, and interest to return. The Honorable Fitzgerald Hines, I will call his name 3 times, so you have an opportunity, just in case you did not hear me on the first occasion. You have 2 more occasions to hear. The Honorable Fitzgerald Hines, by show of hands. The Honorable Fitzgerald Hines, again, by show of hands. And again, asking all in favor of our current member of Parliament, the Honorable Fitzgerald Hines. We have 1.
Boy, they only have 1, yes?
Oh, shims.
That means he can't get 3 now.
That look as though that is at that Laventil facility that meeting is taking place.
Boy, I'm going to get the information on that. Partner, that the executive at that constituency thing kind of seems there, you know. Taking a vote based on the putting nominations and the executive. Now I remember they need to nominate him. He had to get some kind of...
Look as though it is taking place at the facility that was erected by the UNC for... Looking at that, I'm not sure, because I haven't seen the outside. For that
I'm going to look for the longer one. I'm going to look for the longer one.
Yeah, that drumming organization, Laventil William section, it looks as though that is their building that is taking place. So they have a nice building there that the UNC had constructed for them. Yeah.
Remember, in the PNM, that what went on there very serious in order for a man to really and truly get that nod to go back for that seat, you know. They really have a coup going on the PNM now, you know.
Yeah, but
the younger heads. You know who is the person that the Lavanti people for that seat going and support?
The young boy.
They're going and support the young boy.
Lawyer, yeah.
Anderson Wilson nephew. Died the man going to take over there, you know.
Yeah, and so of course.
Young master is to go and take over there.
Yeah, he in the wrong party, but he's not going to be able to do anything. But I mean, it's a good thing for his own career resume. But I think it would do it better to, of course, avoid that. But I suppose they believe that Laventil will always be a PNM, and therefore is a quick shortcut to, of course, a fame, fortune, possibly, and access to the corridors of power. But frankly, you know, and let me tell you something as well, as I was indicating earlier, that in spite of that, the Balize House is the ultimate decider. So in spite of the concerns by the constituency and the various arms, whether the party groups or the constituency executive, Balize has a tendency, Balize House have a tendency to force people onto Laventil simply because they believe that Laventil is a voter bank. So don't be surprised that in spite of that attempt to say that Heinz is no good and that they should give the younger fella a chance, it may not necessarily turn out to be so.
You tell him all of them saying no Heinz. Yeah. They will still foster that man on them people.
They will foster because the seat has nuts already shell. So really and truly, nobody really wins as an individual in that place. And Heinz always have the illusion that somehow he win by so much and he win. I hear him tell me about when he was contesting against Miss Harry. He said, "Listen, I beat she by so and so and so," and I had to remind him. I said, "No, it's not you, my friend. It's the Laventil people have a proclivity, a tendency and attracted to the PNM, and this is the PNM because put anybody else there, they would have gotten the same amount or more. So just shut up. It's not you. It has nothing to do with you and your popularity. That's nothing to do with that or your ability to deliver. And because of that scenario, but people like Heinz will opportunistically pretend that as though they have something to do with it, but there's nothing like that. But that is a significant development that you just pointed out there in terms of selecting a candidate for the Laventille West constituency, because that is where Heinz is.
All right. So here we're going to do by the meanwhile, Trinidad and Tobago. Here we're going to do by the meanwhile. The lines are open. The numbers to call 225-6644, 225-6644, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Or give us a WhatsApp call or send us a WhatsApp voice note at 366-3053, 366-3053. As they all say, I think they say, Shuk Diwali.
Yes,
my Hindu brothers and sisters, may your light shine real bright. All the other porn, that light I asking only for, boy. It died no that we gotta go beyond.
Are we on tomorrow? Are we on tomorrow?
Yeah, we supposed to be on. You just clarified, Mikey. Now.
Yeah.
That light, all you need. While only praying on the lights, when one out.
But I see Dr. Rowley is back in the country, so don't be surprised. It is timed because the
Diwali
Naga would have been in a quandary to accommodate Seocheong as acting Prime Minister to deliver the closing of activities at the Naga on the final night. It would have been a very interesting encounter. So I would not be surprised that Rowley probably hastened his return to Trinidad because of that brewing what I consider to be fiasco, if not an imbroglio, a public spat that is extremely embarrassing for not just the government but for this man who incidentally deserves to be ignored in the way that the Indian community through their various organizations, including, of course, I understand temples were, of course, up in arms against the presence of Seocheong having regard to his misogynic statement, inappropriate statement in the parliament directed at the political leader of the UNC. I mean, these fellas are simply dunderheaded.
Yeah. All 1 minute there. More than full.
And reckless.
Andy for Grandy and Grandy for Andy.
That's what we're talking about.
Yes, good morning.
And that is why we want the foreign observers for next year general election when it call. Uncle Lennox,
Hey.
Andy, Mikey, workers platform, then Gaelic come on yet, but all who are listening and tuning on the social media. Uncle Andy, I would like to say Shuk Diwali or Happy Diwali to all listeners and the community at large. And to let them know that may Mother Lakshmi bright light shine upon us over the PNM darkness where they have us in for the last 9 years. And that we really conquer Ravan and his wicked manifestation in all forms that he suffer us and try to take away we Sitama, better known as Lakshmi Mata. Because Ravan is going behind our Lakshmi Ma and trying to devastate her and put her in exile. And there's a true scene of that story is exposed before us in Trinidad and Tobago. Because I'm not calling nobody Ravan, because they will say you call him a Ravan. But what I'm asking the Hindu community today, if that person of the political leader, the PNM, could not, and the head of national security cannot secure the safety of the people in Shagwanas, the Hindu people, which is a Hindu base and Muslim base, and you can't get them people to be safe. You going in Naga around to talk about what? Eh? And come the talk, and then after the ridicule, Hinduism. Eh? I want people with right thinking mind to boycott these people and them today, boy. And then we see, then we start and send a message for him that he guys can come and hoodwink and tell people what he coming to talk about. Nothing for the Indian diaspora, the East Indian diaspora. What and see what to do with it? When he talking about moving the ship from on the Koda farm, look at the callers and the ridicule, the East Indian instrument, where you can hear East Indian song playing on radio right through, in different stations, in the public service transportation. Culture cannot be expressed, but that is what we have to correct in the 2025 general election. And that you see, when people are singing for the supper, see how independent that independent senator was. And when you talk about procurement legislation, that fella, the president, he voted to pass the procurement legislation in the Senate. Have a nice day.
And Mr. Faizaman, I want to thank you, of course, for bringing to my attention that recent decision of the Privy Council. I did do my research, as you will realize from what I've said, what my introduction this morning, and you are quite right. It's two different decisions. One in terms of Munilal, and one affecting, of course, Junior Samy per se, which is the most recent, and the government having to fork out millions of dollars in that particular matter now. So we are very informed callers, and you have to give them credit where credit is due. We cannot take all and say that is we who were the ones without help from, of course, these very, should I say, nationalistic and patriotic callers and listeners. We have another call on the line, Andy.
Oh boy! So the lines are open. The lines are open.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, so I would not be surprised if Dr. Oli Hasten is back to Trinidad in order to avoid the huge embarrassment that George Young would have presented the government.
Hey, good morning. Morning. Good morning. Hey, yeah, hey, you had me chuckling there, Mr. Lennox, when you spoke about the stealth and speed. You had me chuckling.
Okay.
When you spoke about the speed of Fitzgerald Hines, when you know.
yes. Aero and hydro dynamics at work.
I will tell you, yeah, like a hydrofoil boy. Yeah, he actually what, but listen, Andy, morning to you too. And hey, but listen, man, I want to know. I wonder if the TNT Olympic Committee could take that video, and maybe we may have him in the next track and field team. Is that TNT? The fella had to be worth something. I mean, not even as a lawyer or even as a police officer before he grow them kinky dreads. I mean, is the fella good for anything at all, boy? Yeah. But you know, before you're chuckling, yeah. But before I leave here, when I witnessed yesterday with that the P&M group and stuff, you know, really do a true democracy, because as you say, all Keith Rowley still have the final say with the stroke of the pen, right?
Yes.
Right? He say, you know, which dog bark or whatever the saying goes, right? But it kind of reminds me still. I know you told me the other day before I leave you. I know you told me the other day when I told you that that Harris was not nominated. But guess what? If you look at the structure in the Democratic Party, they have something called delegates and super delegates. You remember George Orwell's All Animal Farm?
Yes,
Napoleon.
Yeah.
Some more than others. Yeah, well, guess what? Yeah, guess what? So that reflects the same way in which she got the nomination, because guess what? The convention was just window dressing. You had to get a brokered convention to let one man, one woman, one vote. That didn't happen. The delegates, and then they have something called super delegates. Tell me where's the democracy in that, man? So anyway, so as I said, she was nominated, yes, but by who? By the hierarchy, as in the case here with Fitzy. Guess what? Even if Rowley replace him, you know Rowley go put him somewhere, right? Still, to suck at the public straw, as they call it, right?
Yes.
Anyway, guys, have a good morning, okay? Take care. Cheers.
Yeah. I love that Animal Farm and a political parody. Yes. Very interesting reading.
Right, all of the lines are open, eh? The lines are open.
We have, of course, voicemails.
Voice
notes that we can, of course, share as well.
I trying myself there to do the. I trying to do the download a song that they send in.
As well? All right, okay.
Yeah, but I put it on the computer now. The download on it is one thing, but then I put it now on the virtual DJ now.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
so
let me do some.
I don't want people to lose or to.
Morning caller.
Good morning. All right, we'll go to the lines.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Andy for Grandia and Lennox.
Good morning.
This judgment by the EMBD. You think this government didn't know they're going to lose that? Why do you think they earmarking so much $1 million put aside in the budget to pay lawyer fees? It's because they have the frenzy going on in this country. And in most of these cases, they can't win it. But they had their friends and family and finances feeding at the trough with lawyer fees. And hundreds of millions of dollars going on behind these cases, and they know they can't win it. Yeah? All these money that they're spending here, that could be used for public funds. That help the public in the hospitals, in the schools, whatever, where money is needed. But they're wasting away the taxpayers' money to feed their friends and family and finances. Yeah? Because they had to end up paying this contractor a set of millions of dollars now. So who are the folk at them? Or the taxpayers. And this is one of the main things that this PNM government should be removed from office. Wasting our taxpayers' money at free expense. Right? Have a good day, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Morning caller, where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the Go Report this morning?
Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. You know, I am listening to the program and I'm hearing that they don't want Fisher Hines again. But the thing about it is, these same people, after they run him with the water, they went back and they voted for him the next election. So you see, sometimes people are the encouragers of all the problems in this country. And the thing is, as I heard Lennox saying, they're going to put this young man. Lennox, when you're throwing out garbage, you get rid of all the garbage. The whole PNM is garbage. And only going to be encouraging this young man to join the PNM to be a candidate. If he has any political ambition, in no way this young man should put himself up to be any part of this gang called the PNM. You understand? Let him go and probably join some other party on whatever. Stay away from the PNM. That is bad news. You understand? And Lennox, I don't think I heard you mention anything about it. But Alison West was on the TV the other day saying that there are 13,000 vacancies in the government to be filled. And she don't know what people talking about. They can't get job and they can't get job. Cannot tell me exactly where these 13 jobs are, what department or whatever that are available in the public service. Not 13,000. I don't know if these people just coming up and telling people what they want to tell them because they see in the schools they're talking to. You know, I know you're the man, the research man, so they can always let me know exactly in which ministries, in which department, in which whatever where these 13,000 jobs are situated. And another thing again, I heard I don't know if the chamber comment, but the business people in Shogolas. This man came on TV. You know something what I can't understand? How these big intelligent men could be such big cowards. All you have an extortion problem in this place, and you want to tell me not all you in get together and form some committee.
Testing.
Police all you realize, yep, the police ain't helping all you. And big men, all you have all your business, and all you're doing nothing to protect all your business. All you're doing is crying, and who running out, and who know, all you get smart, get together, unite, and realize all you stop to do something about this situation. You understand? All these people in this country, so much thing wrong, and you want to tell me all these people weak and they're sitting down there and letting our government with some youngsters destroy this country, do them what they want, and nobody pushing back. Nobody pushing back. Look at the amount of wrong things. Look at the evidence. And everybody like us, little babies and pampers sitting down there. And one thing I want to talk about again, those two mothers that were fighting there with the cutlass. You know, it was a sad thing to see, you understand? But this is what it is coming to. If they had proper things in school, when children misbehaving, and they had the guidance counselor or the principal or the police that would discipline these children, they would have meetings and conversations with the parents. All these things wouldn't happen. But when these things happen, everybody wants to, the parents don't have no behavior, how do I tell you? But sometimes people get to a point of frustration. They have to defend themselves. And they end up doing stupidness, which is not the solution, which is not an example for the young people. But it is because there are no other ways for people to solve the problems. Where are the police when they come to dealing with these things? Why they not dealing seriously with these bullies in school? So what you want to tell me? These PLM can't fix nothing. They can't do nothing right. Everything is upside down, topsy-turvy. Hey, look now, you see them, as I said already, and I will say a million times. The people are the ones to be blamed for all what going on in this country because they refuse to unite and stand up and fight. Blessings, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And I did qualify my position when I heard that Marcel, which would have been the natural selection, but the wrong party, as I said, and I maintain that. Of course, it's good to add to his resume, but in terms of being effective, I don't think the party structure will not allow that to happen. We saw that, of course, with Maurice Marshall. There can be no other example.
You saw it with Aisha Wells too, when she was trying to go up?
Yeah. Well, Aisha Wells didn't make it, but Maurice Marshall was actually the representative, and he was very popular, and his popularity was circumscribed by the pressures that Balize House placed on him to, of course, give reports and to do certain things that would not have benefited the constituency. And he was, in fact, a alien guy because he had polio, and of course, eventually he met his demise. But he was trying, of course, to break away from the PNM per se, being the one responsible for him there, and therefore everybody, he should be beholden to Balize House. He was trying to be independent, but they didn't allow him to make any headway with respect to that position, so he could really serve the people. But you serve the people to the extent to which Balize House will allow you. And once you want to break away from that, what I consider to be restraint or constraint, you are in for some problems with Balize House, particularly if the PNM is in government. They will starve you, and of course, because they believe that somehow it is automatic that PNM will vote for.
Hold 1 minute.
Sorry,
Morning call. We're calling from what
for the
constitution on the
PNM. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Mikey, whichever you are. Let's say good morning to each and every one. Sabarapo, good morning. Bellman, good morning. Malcolm X, good morning. Miss Lahoketa, Miss Barataria, Miss Woodbrook. Good morning, Miss Santa Cruz. Good morning, Miss Balmin. Good morning to each and every one. I am here this morning. Although enough is enough, although when we looking to get to hit the street, it's going over and above right now. Everybody is begging. We want to have a pleasant Tobago for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. UNC people always have to come out, let me do something on the street now. We are begging you all. Thank you very much, Andy. Have a blessed morning. Makano.
Om Jai Lakshmi Mata मैया जय लक्ष्मी माता, तुमको निश दिन सेवत, मैया जी को निश दिन सेवत, हरि विष्णु विधाता, ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। उमा रमा ब्रह्माणी तुम ही जग माता, मैया तुम ही जग माता। सूर्य चंद्रमा ध्यावत, सूर्य चंद्रमा ध्यावत, नारद ऋषि गाता, ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। दुर्गा रूप निरंजनी सुख संपत्ति दाता, मैया सुख संपत्ति दाता। जो कोई तुमको ध्यावत, जो कोई तुमको ध्यावत, रिद्धि सिद्धि धन पाता, ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। तुम पाताल निवासिनी तुम ही शुभदाता, मैया तुम ही शुभदाता।
Telegram report, morning to Andy William, Lennox Smith, Mighty Key, the Mighty Pitbull. Trinidad and Tobago, we have seen right now what is taking place throughout the world with drought, flooding. We get to understand that rice will be off we shelves soon, tomato, juice, and if all you're watching the world news, all you would see what's taking place. We have Carney Green where we plant with rice, agricultural sector begging the government to clear road and prepare ourselves that we could be feeding ourselves food efficient. Trinidad and Tobago, this government really putting us in a position that we have to eat one another. We might have to start eating cat, dog, like them Chinese. What all they leave us to do, we are the cocoa and citrus. We unemployed. We in loan, people back calling us. All kind of dramas taking place in our lives. And no help from nobody. What all they want us to do. Everything that we have in this blessed land, the government taking it idly by the 1% order in. If prices go up, they will be able to cover and sustain themselves. What about us, the poor people? What we will do? Trinidad and Tobago, as I said again, this Rowley in birth, Stuart Young, that thinking in birth, always putting, we see clearly we doing this, we do right now, we in real trouble if nobody know what taking place in the world. We wouldn't be able to get rice on our shell. When we could plant our own rice, we would be having our own rice. Farmers would be able to get access to the land, so we'd have our own tomatoes, our own things so that we could feed ourselves. This is a very serious thing. And Rowley knows that he cannot handle the job. Well, give up and call election now. Call election, please now. Let Kamala, let her like the woman, that does the woman have the vision to take this country into another way. Otherwise, we see hell. Hell will meet us here. We will have to bury our loved ones every day. It's done happening already. I can't wait, as I said, every time I make a contribution to call on the EBC to get all the act straight because we're coming by the 1,000. I wish if that call and everybody in this blessed land could step out there and flood Port of Spain like when the rain come. We're really in trouble. And I trust that something great will happen and these people will come to their senses and delete government. That ball is there, as I said again, drying. We having all kind of disease taking our country in food crop, and we're supposed to be giving farmers 100% ways that they could sustain the agricultural sector. I wish if that could happen. Thank you, ladies, gentlemen.
माता मैया जय लक्ष्मी माता, तुमको को निश दिन सेवत मैया जी को निश दिन सेवत हरि विष्णु विधाता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता उमा रमा ब्रह्माणी.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Thank God for waking us up this morning, giving us a new breath of life for the day. God, you take it, keep us in your bosom, keep us underneath your wings, cover us with your blood, dear Father Jesus. In no other name but Jesus' name. Guys, you all have a good day and be safe. Please, I'm begging you all. Bye.
People and Williams, everybody, good morning. I'm hearing they're having a big meeting in Hyatt with Innsbruck. Why the taxpayers have to pay for this nasty man? Eh? To talk what, boy? What can this be going and talk, boy? Them don't have shame.
Hey, so you just talking, Lennox.
Yeah, yeah.
You have a way, yeah, boy. You know,
Yeah, his intonation and all of that. Yeah, I think he has a very good diction. Yeah.
Boy, he's a fool, yes. I realize he's a fool when he come in me at my tail too. Oh God, Andy, you just say that? Oh God, boy. Santa Cruz coming for you. You're dead. You're dead. Boy, from there, I say, well, I'm telling you, more interested in this man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But he's trouble, boy. He's trouble. Anyhow, I got a tongue lashing from a good friend too. You know her? About Port of Spain.
Okay.
England. Okay. About Port of Spain.
All right.
Barbados. You understand?
Okay.
About Port of Spain. Yeah. Oh God. Why you allowing Andy to Port of Spain to disrespect Kamla Prasad Bisasan? No matter allowing, remember that times he will call. Right, and I can't be so open and biased and just cut him every year.
Yeah, but sometimes sometimes it's deliberate. The element of surprise. He ambushes and he uses all those techniques. I mean, that is well established and observed. So that is his methodology. That could easily be addressed, because once you know that, it means that you could prepare for him. Once you know the enemy, you don't have a problem.
Yeah.
But so sometimes, just to defend you, sometimes it is inadvertent. We get ambushed and we have to appear to take it on as big men.
I don't want to be balanced with Port of Spain, you know. Lennox. Yeah? I don't want to be balanced with Port of Spain, but you know, we live one thing, right? Yeah. And then when you give me the ambush and I go on and do thing there, all of a sudden you go see that all over social media. Look, you see? Watch up, look, they don't want nobody to talk. Ting.
But they have this guy.
yeah, but look. What's what they doing, man? Why they don't let the man make a contribution? Look how the people who calling he's saying Rowley stink. Heinz stink. They're saying the worst, nastiest thing about the PNM.
About those who want to defend the individual.
Yeah. And watch now. One person calling the program, just criticizing them.
Yeah.
And watch how they cutting him off.
Me and he had it out last night. We had it real last night.
We almost went.
Yeah, me and so yeah. Come telling me. I asked him a simple question. Moving Despers from Tragridge Road to Nelson Street. What is your position on it and why? He come telling me that he rather Nelson Street. But I started expatiate. I mean, because I thought it was ridiculous. I mean, here it is, you get cornered. The question is self-explanatory, or the answer is a rhetorical question. It's obvious. And you want to tell me that you prefer Nelson Street. I mean, come on, man. And he's so stupid coming back and telling me that since Desmond's there, no untoward incident took place. But he cannot explain why it is that if Brownie say tourists will come there, why it is that they have advisories against Trinidad and Tobago in England, in Canada, in the United States and Europe and so on, and they're telling the people, don't go on Nelson Street. You expect that to be a fruitful and a viable option compared to Trangrich Road? Come on.
But hold 1 minute. He's just a clown. Hold 1 minute. Let me take a call there. Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from, and what's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Andy.
Yes. Morning, T1 Brown.
Yesterday, I don't know what happened. I was on the calling for a whole hour to get on the program. I had a contribution to make.
All right, go ahead.
Nevertheless, moving forward. Good morning, Mr. Lennox.
Good morning.
ITK Workers Platform and the extension of a Guile family and all in the live stream. Beautiful music this morning.
Thanks.
Yeah, my contribution this morning is that I want to thank the UNC Member of Parliament, Davindra Tanku, MP for Orkush West, for penning that awesome letter to the TCT Media House requesting for an apology for what took place when Mrs. Kamala Prasad took the podium at the NCIC Diwali Nagar program, which was held on Saturday, the 26th of October, 2024. Thank you, MP. Next, I would like to wish all my Hindu brothers and sisters a joyous and prosperous Diwali, and may the Festival of Lights bring happiness, success, and blessings from above. Shubh Diwali. We want to live better. Have a blessed day, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
In fact, Andy, TDT did issue an apology to the Honorable Leader of the Opposition, Kamala Prasad Bisesa, on that blackout that took place. Of course, they make the excuse that it was a technical issue. Just around the time at the commencement, well, about to be commenced, and when she would have terminated her address. But the nice thing is that they have agreed at a time convenient they will do a rebroadcasting, so as not that it will compensate, but certainly one hopes that it will be done within this season. They just have a limited time, so I don't know if it was broadcast wise was we are speaking, because I don't watch them traditional media. So we'll see what's happening. But they have apologized to her, and of course and gave an explanation as to why the blackout when she was, of course, about to.
But we don't know. That was victimization. That them apologize or not. That is a government thing. We don't know what time it is. Let me play some voice notes by the time we think they were
so all them nice apology can't wash them.
The intent, that was always the intent.
Oh, okay.
They always know that's going to do that. How would they know blackout when I was talking? When Small Pen was talking, he's chopping this. How would they not no blackout?
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so.
Oh, somebody sent a message saying, good morning, hope everything is great. Right? They say, I would like to know what's really going on with the government checks. Please don't mention me. Okay. I just want to know, people depending on it. Government checks like it taking long for people to get money.
Well,
any complaints?
Well, we know that with respect to CPEP and URP, and I'm sure that a similar situation with respect to the persons who depend on social welfare, whether it be pension, etc., or for special disabilities that the ministry is responsible for. So we have had some complaints with respect to that. In terms of payment for contracted work, that too seemed to be a challenge as well, and tardy with respect to that. In fact, Ramesh Miraj's offer to have a educational forum on the matter of contractors and in relation to the government and the payments and so on, I think have a lot to do with that, because he did mention that the government should move expeditiously, should move quickly towards paying of persons who they would have contracted. And I'm sure it is not limited to Junior Samy and this decision of the Privy Council in its favor.
Nice. Let me get some I don't mind our thing in there. Trying to keep this phone charged. I really didn't get through it. Oh boy.
Report. Are you guys still believe that these people in Talabati will not have any sort of inclination?
Send over that voice note. Really more here in Breeze. So let's try to be in a quiet place. So no listen in voice notes, please. So it will come across. So we will be able to bring it to you all how we all really want it.
Yeah, the quality is impaired when you are not in a quiet place that is not subjected to all the background noise, and that would include, of course, a breezy or a fan that may be close by.
So tell me, my brother, tell me.
Yeah, that too is captured.
Make sure you wind up those glass, man. Oh, stop the truck, man. Stop the truck. Send that voice note, Kenrick.
You're practicing on, and you want to change your profession? you want to be a ventriloquist?
I want to go across there and I don't know. My mind telling me I have to go across there and help Trump. Well, let me play this voice.
Don't let some callers from the diaspora
you better next matter me want to help Kamala Harris too, so I let me behave.
You better whisper that to me. You better whisper that to me.
I think I want to go and help.
Yeah, some people will of course be very, very upset. With any, of course, no matter what side you take, people will be upset.
Yeah,
no matter what side you take.
Let me tell you easy then. Let me tell you easy what I think I want to go and help you know. I want to speak easy. It's only you go here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think I want to go and help Kamala Harris. but my next side of the brain saying, not Harris, go help Trump. So my brain just thing in between. Go help Kamala, go help Trump. Yeah, and I just stick in between that. Yeah, I don't know.
When people you couldn't hear it because you were speaking to me alone,
But I play some voice, oh Lord, them Democrats and Republicans, oh boy, them Trini Yankee, them there. Them on that serious thing there right now, that real seriousness there for them.
A pleasant morning to the ground report and the Mikey, Lennox, all the listeners in and around the Caribbean and internationally. Let me also say, Shuk Diwali to all the Hindus in Trinidad and Hindus worldwide. This Stuart Young, I think he's not fit to go anywhere and address anyone, especially the Hindu community, where he degraded the opposition leader, right? So anywhere you go to address anything to do with Diwali, they should walk out on him and, this because he disrespected the woman big times. So I think that they should do the same. Them fellas are fit to be in office, but it's only in PNM. With the PNM, this thing could happen because they condone wrongdoing, corruption, and you name it. Whereas when the UNC were there, the goodly lady tried to, show she had been stern on the ministers and them who had been stepped out of line. She probably went a bit overboard, but the difference with her and the PNM, they are hustlers. They just come to see what they could get. The 1% organize their business, and that is about it. Business as usual. I am very disappointed with these religious leaders and them who call themselves to be leaders of religion. No, I heard none of them come out in condemnation with the incident with Stuart Young and what he had said about the opposition leader. It shows that these people are them as a set of hypocrites. The Women League, none of them. All the organization and them, which had a voice when the UNC partnership was in power. But now the PNM doing what they want, and them just like they have a tongue, or they're gone silent. And that's how it will continue to be once the PNM there and they're doing what they're doing, all the nastiness and wrongdoing, and they're just falling in line because all of them is the same bird of one feather flock together. And that is a, I know how to call it, but it is bad for the country. When you have religious leaders condoning these kind of wrongdoing, we are in big, big trouble. Thanks again.
Well, I want to tell you, go to the top of the class is not very often. I use that accolade sparingly, but go to the top of the class. I think you have capsulated or captured the reality in such a vivid way that I don't think anybody can add anything. I'm usually reticent about, of course, giving that kind of recognition to a caller, but I think you should go to the top of the class. You deserve that. Very good assessment of the situation.
आप उतर जाता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता मैया जय लक्ष्मी माता तुमको निश दिन सेवत मैया जी को निश दिन सेवत हरि विष्णु विधाता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता
Morning caller, where you calling from and what's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Morning, Andy. I calling from Library.
Oh boy, Renaissance Jeffrey, man. Workers' rights, you go ahead, my brother.
Lennox, morning.
Good morning to you as well, my friend. Call me after the program now.
I will call you.
All right, okay.
I just hear that voice no day with the issue with Stuart Young was a thing that we was constantly raising on our platform. And you see people displeased about incident in it. People must boycott anything that Stuart Young going. They must walk out on him. Because I think the Prime Minister of the country want to support that. The people mustn't support that. Because real people are displeased. I hear Dr. Frank Sipasar and all talk about it. And moving forward, Andy, I got a video concerning with Fitzgerald Hines with the party group thing. I show him it make it way on social media, but somebody said from a direct. Nobody vote for the man, innit? Nobody.
I think one person popped their hand, Andy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, one person popped their hand.
One person. Nobody else. People displeased. And that is the same thing going on with the MP in Point 14. Nobody know what he did. He won from Library. Nobody doing himself know. If you ask anybody, hey, make a comment on this man. Who is he? Who is he? They the type of representation we get in Trinidad and Tobago. The people take it.
But listen. Have you observed, and if you have any thoughts on the fact that the PNM they moved early out of the block and they were looking at for nominees for firstly, of course, UNC dominated constituencies. That seemed to be the low hanging fruit, and then they started, of course, eventually at. But why you think they delayed constituencies that would traditionally be dominated by the PNM? Why do you think that? Having regard to what we are seeing unfolding now, is it that they're in a quandary? Is it that they're in a quagmire? Is it that they will not be able to, or will avoid sort of dissatisfaction and so on and so forth? I don't know. I'm just asking your opinion.
In my estimation, how the matter is this: how you present certain information is how the public will receive it. So they go start from in areas like how you present statistics. If you want people to buy into something and say, all right, I put all oil on the hard donor list. If you're in refusal, just come and tell me. They find more people who donate hard. And that is the same thing that will go on with this estimation here. They start off in these UNC areas to show, well, you know, don't know much people might buy into the argument. Why is they doing that? They're trying to reform the PNM, but they're not knowing in the PNM, Lennox. It's having problems, so that's why again this.
Yeah, so that with respect to starting in UNC is less controversial, but when coming to their own constituencies, it's going to generate some upheaval, some antagonism. So they leave it for last. All right, I hear you.
So how they present it, people catching up to them.
Yeah.
And here we have to say, Lennox and Andy, we have to pat ourselves on the back for that. Because if we wasn't doing what we're doing, it would have been Rowley would have been able to boast again and say Trinidad and Tobago people are stupid. I'm sure he can't say that now.
Yeah, oh yes, I agree with you, my friend. I agree with you 150%, yes.
Well, blessed good morning to the whole panel.
Thank you very much, my friend, and thank you for that intervention. Yeah, and I mean, they started, of course, in UNC constituencies, and you know, there's always something sinister. There's always something behind what they're doing, and now we see that unfolding before our very eyes, where, of course, they are imploding. Young had cause at a Diwali celebration at Balizia House to say, listen, keep out of PNM business. But you know, when the UNC had their challenges, they were upfront and having a bird's eye, if not a bullseye view of what is happening, and making comments as well. And of course, Mama Guy in the UNC in the Parliament by saying, of course, that section 5 as opposed to this section, all of that. You know, now that they have found themselves due to no fault of anybody else but their own. But they don't want anybody to interfere. Well, we will damn well interfere. You know why? Because that party is in government. Get out of government, and we don't have a problem.
Oh boy, let me say pleasant good morning for those of you that are viewing us on Guile the Caribbean.
Oh, we reached there already? All right, too good. Pleasant good morning.
Yes. So let me just continue those voice notes. Let's continue those voice notes. Them there, oh boy. And the lines are open here. What's your contribution this morning on the ground report? And as we say, Shuk Diwali to our Hindu brothers and sisters.
Yes, indeed.
Philip Edward Alexander, when he used to run, he used to always say, as long as the 1% own water bottle companies, there will always be water problems in Trinidad. What happened to that? Anyway, my suggestion for the UNC and the draft manifesto is that every county in Trinidad and Tobago should have like one of those giant water towers you see in the USA. Every county should have a water tower. And that simple, cheap, affordable solution will address like 70% of the problems that you have in Trinidad. Let's get it done. Fix this manifesto.
Oh boy, next caller. Let's. All right. I'm gonna finish some more voice notes by the meanwhile.
ध्यावत जो कोई तुमको ध्यावत रिधि सिद्धि.
Oh boy.
Lennox, again, you proved to be real dishonest. I asked you last night if since the Spurs have been there, if there have been any untoward incidents, and you answered no, not yet. You hoping that something happened there. They have been there, I think it's since last year, end of last year. They had concerts there. They have been there for the entire carnival season, and there was no incidents. You're just being dishonest. You like nothing good for love until you're that selfish. All you is interested is you and your nasty party.
such cheap reverse psychology attempt, but you're not that classy. You're not that classy. The fact of the matter is that it's based on experience. That is why I could say not yet. Right, my friend? It's experience. The advisories still are against Trinidad and Tobago, and you are dishonest if you would not agree that Trangridge Road is a better facility than on Nelson Street, having regard to all of the circumstance. And of course, people in the United States, England, etc., they are told if they come in here as businessmen and or tourists to look at Desmos, for example, do not go on Nelson Street. Is that true or not? Answer that. But you don't have a conscience, so you will come and try to obfuscate or try to hoodwink and gaslight the people. Hold your tail.
Yes.
Good morning.
Hold your tail, Paul
Yeah.
Spain.
Hold your tail.
Let's continue those voice notes and then
Dishonest
boy.
Good morning, Andy. Andy, Lennox, and everybody, director. Hey, namaste. Happy Diwali for Trinidad and Tobago. I have take with that man there, that farmer guy. Right now, Landy, I have a whole load of rice delivering in Maryland. Right, I pick it up in Arkansas. And I was thinking in my mind, all these people, farmers here, they plant their rice and they bring it to the mill and they grind and they do the processes and they put it in bags. We go and pick it up and distribute it somewhere else. Why Trinidad I can't do it? I understand what that man would say. You know? And if we can do that over here, why all you can't do it? All right? And anyway, and again, happy Diwali to everybody. And happy Diwali to my mother. Again, right? Good morning, Andy, again. Andy doesn't play my voice note, man. I also call it programming. Right? And yeah, I will take again. Happy Diwali, Trinidad and Tobago. Namaste. And morning for Trinidad and Tobago and everybody who is the station. Hey, like I was saying before, I was talking about I have a load of rice, and I was talking about I pick up a load of rice in Arkansas, and I take it to Maryland. I was talking about that guy who talking about the farming, and look what they plant their own rice over here. Farmers plant their own rice and they take it to the mill, and they grind it and they bag it and everything, and we pick it up and load it in a truck. I have 44,000 pounds right now rice taken to Maryland.
That is our saying anyway. Happy Diwali to everybody else on my mother, which is in heaven also. All right, Andy, I hope you play this one. And
Kendrick, man. Oh, man, Kendrick. Happy Diwali to you too, my brother. But you're coming across there like a Democrat, man. I don't know, man. Who you support? Are you a Democrat?
But is that
I don't know, man.
But Andy,
Because your voice not play, Kendrick. Your voice don't play twice, Kendrick. You're bullying me, Kendrick. Yeah, they say the Democrats across there's bullies there, Kendrick. Because look at play, Kendrick. You didn't want to wait, Kendrick. 41,000 pound of rice. And shook Diwali to you, man. Don't come across there like the Democrats at all, man. You sound like a PNM in Trinidad here, man. Yes.
Yeah, but Annie, it is refreshing that from across the, from far afield, you have people who, of course, are looking at solutions to some of Trinidad and Tobago's physical, political, and social issues. And I think that is refreshing because what you want is as much input as possible to come up with the best ideas. The idea about those tanks, for example, while it sounds as a good one, the water has to come from somewhere. And of course, the parallel to that, or maybe the alternative to that, is having what I think Warner and they have been calling these ponds, retention ponds, where water can be stored coming out from our various, let's say, arteries from the hills and store it there, and then of course you have it there for dry season, etc., and you could pump it to the population. So the problem with the tank, as far as I'm concerned, is that the water has to come from somewhere, and where would it come from? Whereas of course the ponds will be a natural or almost a natural feature, but man-made, of course, to store water. So good ideas, but of course, if you have a cadre,
1 minute. Go ahead, caller. I want your money down there on you. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox. Morning, Mike Kitchen. That and real media, TT, everybody. Now it's a legend that MTS Maintenance Trading Company Limited, a company that existed donkey as in Trinidad and Tobago, have been going down to it's also a legend that they want to close it down. I am calling on the unions and them to get in there and sum up what is going on with MPS company, because MPS there are 20,000 of people in the country. Right now, the workers and them, they don't say anything. They ignore it. Somebody have to do for them because conversation with plenty of them, and that is why I'm morning and say I legends. Right now, give them and telling them it's a legend, and saying it's a legend. They telling them they will get their money. So, which means when I ask them to money, because you know what? They have to reach experience before you could get all your money. So they have to work to get amen. Right? Or you have to be careful to know what and they want to close down MPS company. They have their new topic, they have their rent to pay, and that is what the doing in this country. And I want you to come out in 60 years. With the rest of them, because just so it's then we're going to be good, right? So you know, and investigate and make sure the work the shops will you because certain people will be out of the job and the children come in this company. It is making the struggle done well. It is making done. This morning, because the doctor and people driving over me. The doctor and people and the we want to and see where it comes from. So everywhere I'm telling you, I take the best of me, destroy, and it's another generation. They have people coming to people, and people getting nothing yet.
Oh boy, I hear you in the background, Lennox Smith.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You had to mute that. You had to mute that. So it gain
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, go
real.
ahead. Sorry about that. I wasn't getting her good on the Discord.
Remember she going back to the P&M phone, the one where they work the OBA because I know boy the thing it just not clear, it just not coming across clear. So Miss Laukita had to organize and try to come across a little clearer. She will have to really try. The next one, try the next one, Miss Laukita. We see a piece in between, but it real muffled. It muffled a lot. Next caller morning. Where you calling from and what's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
This day, this morning. Good morning to the.
How things in Tobago when it coming to the celebration of Diwali?
I think things is all right in Tobago celebration because Diwali because you know we not this kind of thing. We love Indians here, right? And I want to say good morning to all who celebrating Diwali and have a safe Diwali. And morning to my postman partner, AK Postman and his family, Ravi. Right? And something I want to say this morning. That fella who calling himself this police, I think he should take them tank and put it on his head because he is sensible. That is a person who thinking unsensible. And let me tell him again, my leader, right? Leave her alone. The country you there, think about your people on that side. We gotta think let the woman figure hers, right? Because you want us to go bricks and all kind of thing. We are not going communist. We will not align ourselves with China. We will not align ourselves with Russia. We will not align ourselves with Iran. You want us to do all of that because you see he's an agent of somebody. They send you to spy on us, right? I think you should stop your nonsense when the morning come. You're talking like this big Englishman and all kind of things. Stop that nonsense. And brother, I know he's 19 MPs. But the reason I didn't say 19, I leave out the opposite, my kindly nice opposition leader, right? And brother, I am not stupid, right? Because if I was stupid, the place I have here, I would have sold it to the white man already because they come to me plenty times, right? And I think your face should be where they sit down on, right? Because you're not making sense here. Leave us alone. Leave Trinidad and Tobago people alone. We take help from others like in boat and all them kind of and we're suffering, right? And you look like you want to make us suffer more. We're not joining Venezuela or nobody, right? So keep out of Trinidad and Tobago business. We don't need to hear you, right? And Port of Spain, I wouldn't really comment about you because you doesn't remind me of nobody. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. That's all I can say. Wow. People have strong positions, that's all. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yes, my brother. Next caller. Morning caller.
Good morning.
Meeting, Mike CK, all your listeners, lovely. The Valley Nagar tonight, I believe. And I want to say something. Are we playing musical chairs with visiting leaders? To Falmouth, Stuart Smallpin is a Falmouth, and this gentleman who replaces him is also Falmouth. So two people. And you know how it is. And 26 in Scotland for the climate change. And when he was addressing the assembly, what did he see? Empty chairs. So I want them to give him the same welcoming when he goes to that sacred Diwali Nagar. Must be the same way as the Prince of and hoping that the same conference some way by that. Right. Maybe a mockery celebration. I mean, one of them already say is darkness overlighted. That is sort of mockery. They deliberately that. And I hope that when you understand when we become government, that taxpayer money, it spend a frivolous action. And who benefiting from that? Not the president, I think, or something like that. And they make him a senior counsel the other day, boy. All of them people who will basically give him the silk. It should have been cotton because they don't deserve it. And they only elevated them to silk to get fat taxpayers' money. No, I'm looking at it. Is this any parallel situation with the other cases that the Privy Council has to go through the Trinidad process before it comes back up there? So we're spending a lot of money for frivolous and political persecution, and that can't be right. And the least and the last one, this judgment against the police commissioner when they elevated people based on senior men in the police station getting high points. That is police service has gone, it's collapsed. And the judgment is very critical, you know. It had a fellow they called Fitzy in the parliament 2 weeks ago. It looked like he was instructing the judges to give their judgment because in parliament, you know what he said? It's going to be very difficult to change and to reverse those cops who were questionable and they promoted them. You know the judgment I read in, I might be a little stupid, but that is what the judge say. So I want to know if the judiciary taking instructions from the PNM when they brought it up in Parliament, which was at sub judice sort of thing, and he gave his pronouncements of it, which basically is similar to what the ruling was. I mean to say, police service, everything since the day of policing, the whole promotional of the current hierarchy is false, is frivolous, and is based on mediocrity. And all the leadership of the police service is working based on instruction from Fitzgerald and KCR. The other thing is, you know, they're jumping up and they say it was a nice carnival and she bigging up all them police. Criminals, two things criminals will come out. Carnival, they want to party, and when rain fall. You watch the crime statistics. Under those two conditions, you will have the least amount of criminal activity. It's not about the police performing. The police has collapsed, and unless people in Trinidad and Tobago understand the police service is no longer a police service, is how they used to call it in Grenada, a kind of some gang, I can't remember the name.
Mongoose.
It is.
Mongoose gang. Yeah, Mongoose.
That is what that's based on mediocrity. They make smart mongoose. They only intelligent mongoose. They take instructions from the PNM, my God.
मैया जी को निश दिन सेवत हरि विष्णु विधाता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता.
Andy, you're bound to come and support Trump, but when I come along, I go bring one of them topi for you.
Man, leave me out of that. I only will say who I support after the elections are closing. Not me at all. What? Yeah, there's no what dance to get in and what dance to jump dance out. You know?
And Andy, good morning. Good Diwali to everyone. Andy, tell on our guys today, well enough.
Yes.
Good to couple of classes what to say about that for. The PNM is a party of no respect, no moral, nothing. And we have a man running for president in America have no respect, no man, no respect for woman, nobody. The man is a clone of his own. But yet in Trinidad we have a man like that. And we have a man of fame. But yet they like the man, they don't like the man in Trinidad, but they like the man in America. What do people think? How do people think in Trinidad? I don't understand how they think. I want both cameras to win because we want to have dignity, the moral, have principle. You can talk to them. They don't disrespect women. Don't call them, hold them by the crotch, ram them here, take them to the red couch. We don't do that. Call them, do them and all that. We don't do that. And yet you have a man do that up here and have a man do that. But yet, even more than he, the greatest thing is sliced bread. Both of them. And both of them is crap. Both of them fit for the musical style. Both of them is laba. They call them laba. But people get to act together and find out way how to get it out. Okay? And people got too much.
मन नहीं घबराता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता.
Morning once again, champion. Again, I don't know, it's hard to be that I'm doing something wrong, but I'm trying all how, I'm typing in all how, when I say the ground report, live on Gael, the TV, everything I'm putting in, I know you all say from 8, it's going from 8 to 10, but I keep getting old commentary now, and I get like live now. What's going on now? And that's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get the one where we're live right now. And I'm getting some problems again. Whenever you get a chance, if you could give me some advice on this.
Right, I will send you the link.
For it's a little while I haven't heard you guys.
All right, I will send you the link. Right, let me take the next voice note there. Oh boy.
Another alternative, you could press, click on the icon itself. It should show up the live as we you know in real time. So click on the icon itself and see what will happen when you would have logged into Real Media TT. Click on the icon itself and see if that will produce what you want. Go ahead, Andy.
Good morning, Andy. Lennox, Ground Report.
I want to ask you another question because I dealt with the abortion aspect of the Democrat Party yesterday. And to the caller who's a hardcore Biden supporter, go and Google. And matter of fact, Andy, I sent you the link so you can send it for him. There are a whole lot of states which allow abortion without limits. So he needs to stop lying. Because or say something is true and people must just believe him. That's typical Biden supporters, just like how PNMites act and behave. But I want to ask you something, Andy. Democrats using the school system to instill into the little minds of boys and girls that they can, a boy can be a girl once he thinks so or once he feels so, and a girl can be a boy once she feels so. They're using puberty blockers to affect the development of these children if they so want to transition. Parents in certain states are being prohibited from intervening if their children make those decisions. I wonder if you have any issue with that, right? I wonder if you have any issue with that, because that's what Democrats and Kamala Harris are promoting and want to make federal law, right, nationwide. I also wonder if you have any issue with men pretending to be women and competing in sports with their literally superior bodies, stronger bodies. They are dominating women's sports now. Why? Because they are men. There was a reason why it was separated in the first place. Men are also competing in women's pageants. So they're invading everything that belongs to women and infringing on these women's rights to be able to achieve their goals. Young women no longer could be able to compete fairly in sports because they're afraid of being injured and they cannot even defeat these men. Also, these young fellas and men are entering female bathrooms because they identify as female. Violating the women's rights to privacy, brother. You think that is fair? I want to know.
Okay, next voice note.
About the power that you have in your hand. If a politician was listening to this program, like what do you think would be going through his mind? Politicians, when they have their jobs in office, they should feel fear. They should be afraid every day that they go into work. You know, that should be the main feeling of a politician. And one thing that scares a politician the most is an educated populace. So when we come on here and we cry and we make noise and we waste time and argue, what is that? What message is that sending to the population, to the politicians? Excuse me. That will make them feel safe. They'll be safe in their job, knowing that they can come to work tomorrow and not have to worry about a riot at their doorsteps. So please, let's be smarter with the power that we all have as a collective on this group. To address that Doter's caller just now, right? Where should I start? The United States dollar over the past 50 years has lost 99 or 90% of its value, right? That is why you see in prices of everything going up. It's all because of inflation and the devaluation of the US dollar. In addition to all of that, the United States has weaponized its dollar against countries in the world. And because of that, some countries joined together and formed like their own um, economic pact, and that pact is called BRIC.
And that back is called brick.
BRIC. They first consisted of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. I don't want to go too much into the history of BRICS because you all should know this by now because I've been talking about it so much. But as an industrial, from an economic standpoint, BRICS currently outpaces the G7, which is what Trinidad is aligned with. The United States has a dying currency and a weaponized currency. Like, one of the reasons why you guys can't do policies in Trinidad that will actually benefit the Trinidadian people is because you all are scared of sanctions from the US dollar. So what these other countries have done is they join together and they form their own economic pact, which is now, like I said, more successful and better than what the US is currently running. So anyone who says that we shouldn't be aligning with China, they really don't know what they're talking about. They're really uneducated, and I really think that Trinidad should be applying to join BRICS right now, and it's something that everybody in Trinidad and Tobago should be talking about. We should be more aligning with China than we are with the United States.
Hi, Kenrick, this is Kenrick here, Passat. I give you my right name. I live in West Palm Beach, Florida. Hey, Ed Caller, you talking up like a nonsense, okay? Stop lying. Stop listening to folks and stop lying for the people. You pretend you're a Christian. I'm a Christian. And what they're talking about, I don't know nothing about that anymore. I didn't go to church no more. Because you all, like you, just prevent people like good people like we. Stop doing that. Right? So stop talking your damn nonsense. I didn't engage yesterday. No, I engaged today. Stop your nonsense, bro. I stop calling this hypocrite. Yeah, blasted.
Right. Just remember, you all, take down your temper. Again, we on Dial the Caribbean. And you know, between the hours of 8 and 10, you all have to be very unique in your debate. Heated debate. Obviously, that is Nathaniel. Get him really vexed there. Oh boy. Nah man. Let me bring some peace in the studio.
Be a little more
Let me bring some peace. Let me bring some peace in the studio a little bit. Remember, we need the Diwali. We need the Diwali.
And a little
Yeah, we
more
need Diwali.
circumspect because of the sensitivity of the license that under which we operate to broadcast. Other than that, you know, we are really a truly free speech promoter, but we have constraints and we must otherwise you lose altogether.
Exactly.
तुमको निश सेवत मैया जी को निश दिन सेवत हरि विष्णु विधाता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता उमा रमा
Oh boy, let me take some calls. Yeah. Let me take some calls by the meanwhile. Let me take some calls. While I will send out the link for the blast for the people who don't have it. So the numbers to call are 225-6644, 225-6644, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Give us a WhatsApp call. We'll send your WhatsApp voice note at 366-3053, 366-3053. The lines are open. Morning, caller.
Good morning, Sitaram to you.
Sitaram to you, my brother.
Indeed. I just sent a word here on behalf of Sam. Today, Sam will be privileging today that is one of our members of the ground report. He was a very strong member. So may his soul rest in peace. Miss Central, I want to hear your voice this morning. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day, Andy. I'm making 72 now, not 71 again, Right. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next caller, morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Good morning, Andy. Sorry for that.
Oh, man. Kendrick, no problem, Kendrick, man. You is where you call a true champion, man.
Listen, I don't like people talking about a Christian and condemning everybody else's religion. I don't like that. You see me, I'm a Christian. I went to church many years. I raised my children like that, right? And I do not do that. I respect everybody's religion. You see what I said this morning? Happy Diwali to everybody else. Either is a Muslim, Buddha, whoever you is, I respect your religion. I give a lot of respect. I might not take part in your doing, but I respect your religion. But you see, these kind of people who pretend they are Christian, I don't like that. And you know what I'm talking about. I'm an open person. Right? And you talking about all this nonsense that's happening. All is a bunch of nonsense. You know, all is a bunch of nonsense where they listen to these nonsense all about. All these things is not true. I know that. I do a lot of research. I listen to that all the time. I drive truck day and night, and I listen to all kind of stuff. And I know.
So no men in entering no woman competition and all kind of thing. An advantage in man and thing. An advantage in the woman.
Well, they had war. No, they're not like happening. I don't know where he get that from. I like to bring that proof now. I like to see that proof because I have never seen that. Right? And all this thing about going to school, man and woman with toilet. I've been all over the state. I'm talking about experience. I've been all over the state. Only place I never go is Hawaii and Alaska. Okay? I've been all over the state. And they have women and bathroom. Said women and men and women. You can use the bathroom. That doesn't mean to say a gay. That doesn't mean to say it's a woman. But they just have the bathroom for convenience otherwise. Because they have one bathroom. They have one restroom where we could use. In the shippers on them. Now, I talk about the shippers. And some places have man and woman. Some places. That doesn't mean that. So I don't know what he's talking about. You see, I've taken about experience. Even by the border. I'll let him know right now. I hope he's listening. Even by the border, I speak by the border. At Mexico border. Mexico border. And I asked, I'm gonna tell it already. I asked them guys down there. Them officers. And I asked them, hey, I hear a lot of immigrants coming over here every day. You say nothing go like that. Yes, they have. But they find them. Nothing go like that. I've been at borders all the time. I've been Mexico, Laredo, Texas, all in the back there, all right on the border. Right with cars going in and out of Mexico and trucks coming. And it's been right on the border. So I don't know what I am asking people in the office. Nothing go like that. I give you a full blow information. So all these things about a bunch of lies, Fox, carrying a whole bunch of lies. All a bunch of lies that they be talking about. Maybe something true or not. You know? I have to put him in the place. Because I listened to the whole thing yesterday and I didn't want to engage. I drive in truck. I drive me from state to state. I've been in places. I've been in all Donald Trump places. And if you see where the people live, man, it's a shame. Poor people. Anyway, I don't want to say, man. I apologize for, getting upset like that.
All right, Kenrick Passad. Next caller, pleasant good morning to you. Where are you calling from and what's your contribution on the ground report this morning on Shuk Diwali to you?
So I just want to find out. I made a contribution just now. I wanted to know if
we heard the most. Yes, we heard the most, but you had to use that next phone. But we had to fight up to hear your contribution. Because it wasn't too clear, but we had to say, fight up. Since we heard about MTS and MTS people dying and can't get the money and it looked like they're going to close down the company. So we get the whole drift. And MTS did a whole lot for this country. But my response to you is, when it have amalgamated and all those rest private security firms, that is in bed with the government, what do you expect? Anything that is good for Trinidad, we always have governments that just mashing it up. Like for instance, Clico assets, most of it, if not most, all of it is profitable assets. Clico own True Value supermarket. You see now at supermarket busting, unless the people they ain't thieving. Republic Bank, you see Republic Bank go bust, unless it is them people bust it. All that Clico own. The Millennium Park, all up so wait at the Holiday Inn, all that lands they going to Gulf City, or the Gulf City Mall they own too. Fernandez, we call it that Fernandez. It's Fernandez, Lennox Smith. Angostura. They own Angostura. All them things is and the government selling all the people thing. So if MTS was going good and MTS was going good, you expect good management to remain, so MTS can remain number one and don't have first guard, lifeguard, amalgamated, we could call a lot of names of companies.
Dog.
Really? That's how it is. Look at, like, for instance, the PNM closed down a refinery that was making money. But them this closed down thing that making money.
Oh God, them need closing and self-rich.
Exactly. Time to get them out.
Right.
All right, so let's continue. Oh boy. Thank you so much, Miss Lauketa. Your song did good. You sung well, clear, nicely.
All
right. Oh boy.
Hey, Kendrick, you're right, my friend. I live in Orlando. That's what happened.
Oh boy. Next caller, morning caller.
Morning, Andy.
Yes,
morning, you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you loud and clear. What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Okay, I want to respectfully disagree with Kenrick Prasad, and I'll tell you why.
Let's hear why you disagree with Kenrick Prasad.
Right. The things that the gentleman from before said regarding the transitioning of men into female and whatnot, that is happening. And if he wants proof, it's easy to find. During the recent Olympics, there was a boxer who had transitioned, and he ended up hurting a female boxer during the bout. The female boxer refused to continue with the fight and gave up. That was highly publicized. So it's easy proof to get there. Now, a lot of these transgender people, or athletes rather, they do so and they benefit because they are on top of the game in terms of when they compete against women, they break records and whatnot, and they are awarded scholarships. So it's just not a matter of they wanted to do so for no reason. There's financial benefits to be derived from it. So if Kenrick needs proof, all he has to do is simple Google on the recent past, the 2024 Olympics, and you will find that case where the female boxer abandoned her match. She couldn't continue anymore because she was so badly beaten. She refused to continue the match. Okay? So that's all I have, Andy. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Oh boy. Oh boy.
I didn't want to enter this debate because we had such a emotional roller coaster yesterday. But yes, the caller is correct. In Australia there was a athlete that was dumb.
I went and check it.
Yeah, that was. No, but I'm aware. And now that I was checking,
Let me just run through these voice notes there, quick.
Yeah, but
quick.
go ahead.
Oh boy.
I'm just saying that,
Let me just, I really
it
wanna.
exists, and there is a concern by athletic organizing committees across the globe as to this development and whether or not these people should be competing with women having some male element as far as their hormones are concerned. But go ahead.
Right. Let me just finish off. Let me just finish off these voice notes and them there quick. Hey, I ain't getting through. But we was going to explain something by the time?
No, I was just making the point that it was a hormonal thing, and depending on the degree of male hormones in individual, and if it can be proven that it is not as let's say male oriented as scientifically could be proven, then of course they are allowed to compete with male. But there are distinct cases where they perform better than a normal female, and that's a major question now among athletes and
yeah, but you're saying they perform better than a normal female.
Yeah. Because they have male.
They are man. So say it as it is. The man performs or outperforms the female. It is what it is. They are saying that you moving there to like
as
like
male.
You accept the fact that
but listen,
if a man born a man and he's a man, a man is a man. He just changed himself. He's a transgender now, and I respect his choice. But at the end of the day, he's a man.
Well, biologically, no, but physically, yes. So there is this gray area that has to be just now.
1 minute, then.
Andy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, Andy.
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, morning, Andy. Just few months ago, in Nassau County, they put a ban on a swimmer. So what Kenrick Possad talking about? Something wrong with Kenrick Possad. That is truth what everybody talking about. And it's truth.
Yeah.
Everything the guy talk about with the transgender and the turning kids into. If your child go to school tomorrow morning and he say he don't want to go back home, you want to change his sex, you cannot get your child again. They putting him into a different home. They build homes for those children. They're turning them into that. So it's true. Just let Lennox look up Long Island, Nassau County with the swimmers. The judge just had to put a ban on that. And they was fighting to overturn it. So something wrong with some of these people who calling from Florida and calling from all over. They're not speaking the truth. And the next one who claim he's a truck driver and he's driving from state to state. When you drive in truck, you don't see nothing because the same people will be hiding in your truck, heading to other states, and you as a truck driver don't even know that they have stowaways on your truck. So don't listen to those people who talking just now.
No, but most of the people who are saying that you are wrong and this one are wrong and that are wrong, those are the people that are realizing support the Democrats. So, and then you know who's saying they are wrong. It obviously look like you support the Republican. So, would it be that that's just your thoughts and
I'm a Democrat. But right is right, wrong is wrong. The Democrat Party support more gays and lesbians. They change everything, and it's serious. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in God. I'm telling you. This is real. This is not old talk. So a man talking from Florida and this one is a driver and this and that and that and that. Don't listen to those people, and it's real things happening. Let Lennox look up Nassau County with the swimmers. You're going to see something. I'm going.
जय लक्ष्मी माता मैया जय लक्ष्मी माता तुमको निश दिन सेवक मैया जी को निश दिन सेवक हरि विष्णु विधाता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता उमा रमा ब्रह्माणी तुम ही जग माता मैया तुम ही जग माता सूर्य चंद्रमा ध्यावत.
Morning, my brothers. Wonderful show, usual. Now, listen to me carefully. What is
Oh boy. What have we just taken doing all these voice notes? Oh boy. I'm gonna take our next call by time. Morning caller. Right, the matter only make it short and sweet. I want everybody make it short and sweet or get to earlier point.
I want to pick up you all for celebrating the occasion with your music. I think it is a wonderful thing that you all doing with your music. And I want to say Shubh Diwali to you and all the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I think we have moved away from the discrimination since 1970. Hindus have been given a space and they have developed.
Lennox.
All right, thank you so much. Oh boy, come on, let me play. We're playing some voice notes. Voice notes is what we're playing right now. All callers, all please, all for now. Let me just play some voice notes. Oh boy.
I think I found an article that will, of course, put things in perspective.
All who send voice note already, I will just bypass it for now because you all sent already, and I want to send the rest out. Way boy.
Yeah.
People calling and just throwing off this thing, boy. Ah boy, right. Let me try again. Oh boy. All American politics. Wait. Go ahead, Lennox Smith, where you fine?
Yeah, in Atlanta, of course, article just in August, but it speaks to what we are talking about. Women swimmers back transgender sports banned. Yeah, and of course, some 5 former elite level college women swimmers Tuesday described losing to a transgender athlete in an unfair competition and trauma they suffered sharing a locker room with Leah Thomas, who of course is transgender. So yes, it is a raging debate in the sporting fraternity, and there may be people who believe that they will have an advantage by, of course, converting from one gender to the next to get an unfair advantage, I suppose. So I would want to know as well, having said that, men, not but women changing themselves to a man in order to benefit from some sports that the men normally dominate. I would love to hear their comment on that aspect of it, because it must work both ways. It cannot be just men looking to take advantage of women's sports and not vice versa.
All right, thank you. Let's go finish the voice notes.
Andy, Mighty K, Lennox Smith, Trinidad and Tobago, Central here. Shuk Diwali to the Hindu community, Trinidad and Tobago, good morning. Andy, we have to remember, my Trinbagonian people, PNM is the problem in this country. Do not get distracted, no how and no way. PNM is the root of the problem in this country, and we have to stay focused. So to the Hindu community, may God give you all the strength, guidance, and protection to enjoy your day tomorrow, please the Lord, together with Trinbagonians. Let us be the light in this country, because right now It's darkness over we. And Trinbagonians, we need to understand and keep focus. Let us remove this dark cloud over our heads. Because just now will be lightning and thunder. And let us don't wait until that time come. Please keep focus. And remember when that date and time call, where you are going to put that X next to. Because you don't want to have the cause to have nothing to happen to you all or your family. Then to understand, we should stand together and do something. Right? Let us stay focused and do what is the right thing and demand for a general election to call in this country. Because at the end of the day, things are getting better. It's getting more and more worse, according to what Andy say. Things hard, things bad, and it's going to get worse. So let we don't wait for that part to happen. Right, Trinbagonians? Remember, PNM nothing. Yellow is the code. You all be safe and sound. Locked on and listening. And it's that. Andy, I also forget to mention, this is just a little suggestion, If you all can start the program with a nice little 15 minutes press, will be really nice. Because we don't want PNM bad spirit, heavy spirit, shaitanist to come on this blessed program. Right? This was a chosen program for people to be locked on and to be listening and being followed. You all. Because it's a very blessed, educated program. Right? That was just a little suggestion. So you all could, probably look into it or so. Right? So it's one love, one unity, one people, and then we fight for our country. And it's that.
Andy, your statement just now there is incorrect. That's not me. You said that is me responding there. You mean that the guy, your partner from in America is responding to what I said. Be clear about that, please. Clarify that.
Correct.
Because I'm not the one that using up to now I have never used any form of obscene language on this program, whether it is between the hours of for Gael to be aired or even earlier on. I've never once used that.
Yeah. All right, he has confirmed that. But Andy, of course, in
language, because I know. Nevertheless, this is something that is being broadcasted nationwide and even regionally and so forth. So I would not use that type of language. As I said before, that's what Democrats and PNMites do. All they do is cry and bawl, you lie, you lie, you lie. That's all they do, brother. That's all they do. Because everything that I stated concerning the transsexual issue, concerning men and women's sports is true. Anybody can read the articles. Anybody can go online and see that what I'm saying is true. Anyone can go online. I know you could share the link as I tell you and show him all the various states in America that do not have any limits whatsoever for abortion. To this other guy that I think that's the Manifesto Police. I want wants to destroy and dominate, destroy certain nations like Israel and so forth. I know they're going to start a bashma about Israel, but that's a whole different topic, right? But Iran swears to destroy Israel. Little Satan and big Satan is America. They want us to destroy Israel and America. These are the people, and Russia. These are the people that Manifesto Police want us to align with. No, brother. Yes, I agree. The US, the Americans definitely use their dollar to control and even bully a lot of people. But I'd rather stay under that bully than to go under terrorists and communists.
Andy, me again. Boy, it's that I hate to hear all people talk about it. Anyhow, I need to stop switching my station to someone else for this. Because all these callers of them are ignorant. They're stupid. I tried to go to school anymore. I come back in the TV and tell you something like like Donald Trump talking to it.
Yes, Andy, money again. Yes. What the guy was talking about, that proof. Yes, I know about that. But you can't blame the government for that. You can't blame the government or the Democrat Party or Republican for that. Guys, they're live. They who do that, they can't know that. How you can know somebody change it to a man or a woman? I can't know that. If somebody can shoot you know if it's a man and a woman, them can't know that. I can't know that. How them can know that? So you can't come and put blame game on somebody else or one incident happened. You can't do that. That's a kind of bias kind of stuff, man. It's a political game.
So again, commenting on something somebody said. A guy called, I think he's popular on the station, a trucker in the United States, clearly a Kamala Harris fan, saying he see and he talked to somebody who tell him it had nobody by the border, it had nobody crossing the border. You know what they call that in court? Hearsay. Let's deal with facts, names, dates, and numbers. For the last 4 years, ICE and all the other departments relative to the to immigrants and so on in the United States of America, and even an FBI investigation found that at least 15 million illegal persons have crossed the southern border of the United States with Mexico. Right? 15 million in 4 years. You want more proof? Go to any sanctuary city. The mere fact that such a word exists, such a phrase, a sanctuary city, meaning sanctuary for illegal migrants. Democrat policy to allow and to support and to encourage illegal immigration into these cities. Just go into any sanctuary city, go look them up and see where schools are being converted into housing for these people, where there are government funds and so on for housing and food and phone and everything else they're giving them. And it was a plan to, of course, because the Democrats tend to hold the coastal cities in particular, and the Republicans hold more the center. The plan was to bring in illegal people, migrants, and certainly after a period of time, once you get your citizenship, you get your ability to vote, but definitely
Yes, but definitely, let me get at it.
Well, I was trying to make reference to the last female caller, Andy. She was talking about the security and doing better, etc. Well, last night it appears that the circus was robbed, that moved to Chaguanas. The Suarez brothers' circus, they were robbed of $30,000 cash and plus two other locals of 3,000 and 2,300 cash respectively.
The Robin circus now?
Yeah. So they robbed this circus because there's only one they have in the country.
In Chaguanas?
Yeah, they moved to Chaguanas. Remember, they were around the savannah, and they moved. Of course, they see business will be more vibrant there during the Diwali celebration. So they moved to.
But what the article is saying? How they get robbed? How they get robbed? The
four gunmen. They just say four gunmen robbed the manager. Four gunmen robbed the manager. Yes, of $30,000. They had a waiting car, a waiting vehicle, a Nissan B15. And then, of course, they also robbed two other persons, employees 5,000 and 2,300 respectively, and fled in the same way.
Right, but that's when the circus was going on, or
well,
after it
it
closed,
happened
or before
about
it opened?
8 o'clock. They're about to would have been open.
Or they robbed it before? It looked like they were robbed it before.
Would have been 8 o'clock. It means that they're still open. That's all. It's 8 p.m. That's pretty early.
Okay. I wonder what time in the night what time in the afternoon the circus used to start. Well, all right.
Well, I suppose they will time. They will. I suppose it's about the timing and the surveillance that they would have, of course, engaged in to get that robbery.
If it happened like that, that is an inside job. Playing talk bad manners. How are you gonna know that circus had $30,000 they to rob them? How are you gonna know to go to the manager to get it? How are you gonna know what time to go? Come on now, man. That's an inside job, man. It just it come like it. You just don't go on home and
Please be careful. We have the Christmas season coming up after the Valley period as well. So people, please be very, very, very careful, especially when you're engaged in your shopping activities. Trinidad and Tobago is traditionally known sort of high season for shopping and having monies on you. You have to find ways and means to secure your money and to, of course, be very, very careful when you are shopping.
Tell them it plain now. You don't have to go too big words for that, you know. All year, it's Christmas season. So they'll be coming for their money from you. Yep. So just watch your back when you go into the bank, when you're making your move. Peep up your neighbor. Check everybody out to check them out. Go ahead, call up. Pleasant good morning to you. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the going report this morning?
Be careful, be very, very careful. We cannot overemphasize. Good morning.
Still suffering with a water problem for the longest while. And all we are hearing from these people is that the technical team is seeing about a pump. It seems to me that every 3 weeks in the month, these people always have to fix a pump. The last time they told us that they were waiting on a new pump. All of a sudden, we started to get water again. So it seemed to me that they get the pump. Now the pump started to break down again. I would like Mr. Marvin Gonzalez to know that elections coming again. Likewise, Mr. Foster Cummins, right? We want water up here. All the tanks in people yard out here empty.
Where's that location? Where's that address? Where's that location?
Substation Road, Talparo. Substation Road, Talparo.
Substation Road, Talparo.
Yeah, even Ryan Rampasad, you tried to get him as the councillor, and we can't get him at all to lodge a complaint to him.
Well, I'm sure that
when you call him, he declined the calls at certain times.
All right, that's the chairman of Tabakit Corporation, Uva Tabakit. I'm sure that he would have.
Yes, yeah. Let me because he's morning your complaints have been launched. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Ground Report. Good morning to everybody on the live and Gael and all over the world. Andy, California here. You understand? You believe in the Bible, right? Andy.
California, in fact. Go ahead, California. Go ahead.
Yeah, Andy, don't you believe in the Bible?
You believe in it?
Yes.
Right. So you go ahead. You go ahead.
All right. Now they're saying this is a time for light over darkness, right? I don't have no problem with that. What people say. But darkness is eternal. Light was created. Light came in the universe or in the world. God created light. He said, let there be light. So darkness is eternal. You cannot overpower darkness. The other thing is, right? I hear people talking about the transgender thing. You know, the Bible says, as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. We have lawlessness and men going back to women and women going back to men and all this kind of thing. As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. Now, I am going to give no big lecture on that, right? But my problem is this morning is some security camera I have set up in my place. And these cameras, and then they are very sensitive. The voice and motion detection they have. And I just have them later monitor what going on in the area now. And have a certain young boy, I don't want to call no name, we keep hacking the cameras on them and keep turning them off and focusing them back into my property to see what's going on inside of here, right? And switching them off and switching them on and doing all kind of things with them. No, I tell you, this camera is so sensitive. There's a light.
How could someone do that without the access to your password in order to get into your camera system? Just ask in California.
He hacking it between the router and the app. It have things you can use and go to. I do computers, so I can tell you how it goes. He hacking it between the router and the app in the phone. And if you know how to get you inside it, you will get access to the camera. Realize if they have password or no password and things. Once it's showing on the router as an activity, you can hack it. And it had to go on black screen, see command prompt to do them kind of thing. But anyhow, I want to go into all that. I want to just tell you this, that this security camera is for your own security reason, right? Regardless of how it is work. It's for you and like, let me say for the area here, if anything going on, I can see what. And the guy continue to hack it by her problem with cameras that don't change. Sometimes he's switching it up. Sometimes he disfiguring it from the Wi-Fi, disconnecting it, and he can't connect it back to the Wi-Fi. So that is what my problem is. I need to get a some kind of cyber security system to come and investigate it, right? Because I fell up on it. Just this morning, I had it all, take up all the data from the camera. I can't see nothing or record, right? Then just now watching it there, it switch it off. It going offline. It'll be doing some kind of craziness to the camera. So that is my problem there this morning. Right. You understand? So I need to know if you know anybody who is in cyber security and police especially, let them come in because they could get the information. If you have it on our system, they can go back into the system and get all the transaction you're doing and all the hacking you're doing. They could get it on the black screen. Right? That's my problem and with this security camera is a wireless one I have now, boy. And it's real sensitive, but it works real good. But the only thing about it, people can hack it, boy. Anyhow, that's the little contribution I called to make it.
You presented to us a sort of scientific concept or analysis about darkness, but
Lennox, you're real sticking. You're real sticking. Internet, Lennox.
Go ahead.
You're real sticking. Internet. Two more things on thing. Let go some of the things.
All right.
You're sticking bad.
Sure,
Go ahead.
I can call back next time and get some real information about the Bible. Then people were talking about Bible. I know Bible, but I could tell you that right in the Bible, showing you God created evil and He created hell. And people don't believe God created evil and God created hell. I can show you that right in the Bible.
Okay.
When he says let there be light, you understand? So light is a created thing. That's only for a time. That's not eternity. Darkness is eternity.
Thank you very much, caller.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Oh boy. You gotta check your the net. Oh boy. Just go one or two things.
Pleasant good morning, Andy. Pleasant good morning. Happy Diwali to everyone. Question. This is for Lennox. Lennox,
yeah.
Is there to be an SOE on the waters only of Trinidad and Tobago? A state of emergency on the waters only and lock down the borders based on the laws? I don't know if that could work to help solutions to block down the borders, at least hold an SOE on the waters. Yeah. And the next thing TNTech should go decide to go and give solar panels and thing for the country now, man. Maybe go green, maybe get solar panels so we could save some money, you know. Yeah, or let me see and them could run up a solar panel and thing and save some energy. We all think. All right. Have a good morning, all.
And
Thank you.
the first part of his presentation, what was that?
I'm listening.
Just now, you get it now.
First part, tell me what the borders. All right,
What
go
I
ahead,
think
go ahead, Colin.
is the central suggestion of starting a program with prayer. God in front, follow, we follow.
Morning, people. For heaven's sake, we have so many problems in this country that nobody seems to be able to solve or do anything to solve it. Right? What the hell we care about the Democrats and the Republicans and the homosexual and the abortion and Israel and Iraq and America back and that? Yes, we know these things could be issues and people could be, must look out and take note of what is going on. But the problem is, we have the PNM here to deal with 24/7 and murder after murder after murder after murder. Who dealing with that? That's what we concern here. No, we have to concern ourselves with the problems in Trinidad. You understand? And all you do but all your shit in New York. We tired of this nonsense wasting time with the program with nonsense. You understand? Let me try to fix the anti. We want to live better here. We want to live better here, and we have to fix it, right? And to the Hindu community, Shuk Diwali, as you know, and may God bless each and every one of you. And trust me, we need the light. Trinidad and Tobago need the light. The people need the light. So may the light shine on all the people and Trinidad and Tobago. Right? Blessings to all of you and enjoy your day. And Lord, let us turn all the darkness in this country into the beautiful light. Blessings.
Yeah.
Oh boy. What it is you asked, caller, hold 1 minute there. What he was asking, Lennox, is could it have a state of emergency only on the borders, only on the water of Trinidad and Tobago, to deal with the illegal immigrants in and out and them kind of thing?
That would be a difficult proposition. But I see no reason why, because you have what is called limited states of emergency, and therefore you'll have to have a very elaborate policing network or dragnet in order to satisfy that.
And if it's on the water, that are plenty boat.
Yeah, this is to police
that.
that.
Surround the whole place.
Yeah.
That are bases on the sea.
Yeah, so everything that passes through you check. So you have to have assets to deploy there, marine assets to deploy there. The government did mention, of course, some kind of riverine unit of the police to get back to the marine police back on the street. They started, of course, in Carenage, but the little boats that they gave them, one time we saw them, there was some high waves, and the waves just crushed them. Just crushed them like in this paper. So I suppose that has been discontinued, particularly when the now leader of the NTA, Gary Griffith, is no longer Commissioner of Police.
Oh boy. So we're going with the boats.
Two waves, yes, and they hit each other and they just disintegrate. You can swear you can swear was somebody beaming from maybe this spaceship in Star Trek. It just disappeared.
Oh boy, morning caller. Oh shucks. The caller was there, I call them boy. Call back caller, morning caller.
Lennox, Antiquities, News, Lisbon and Dial. And we have some breaking news. No, I'll have to tell you off here, but I don't hear already.
No, we don't think that breaking news, The breaking news is Fitzgerald Hines get the not that.
I will tell you the man is not college. This has nothing to do with the radio station. This has nothing to do with all this.
But you still have to be very, very, very cautious. At the end of the day, so long as we are.
You know, if get directive for them to call over the election because Cory Marshall win. So just I think mainstream media, I think I think I'll be ready for that.
What I mean, Stuart Young give directive.
Election call, the nominees and nominated Cory Marshall for them to call over the election.
Okay then. So that election where we see just play off there, where Heinz and he just get one vote, one person put their hand. That had to call over, that had to do over.
This morning. Now, as soon as I happen the next morning, you send some call them, keep that contractor's phone. You put me again. You know, I call all that shit. Yeah, you are in super shot and the contractor can make you. You can't know the name. You can't know the name. You want to know who is that? You can just actually call them. Call them. He. It is a she, I would say he. It was a she, I would say he. The contractor can you call them right. That's the journalism. And for all of us to go on, I is also stating, just want to knowledge that you're checking these secret contractors. I tell you, the person talking to me, you can see like a Chamberlain. And the only person can tell me about Korean power support. Could be true or false, some people will say one thing, because Korean uncle. And I would say this Sunday. Politically, your days are numbered. Your days are numbered. Me and PNM, Korean is my nephew. They come next to me, kids from me ready. They say, hey, wait a minute, you're Jersey, but I can't, I'm not tantalizing, I mean, he's a real PNM, that's why it's a real UNC. They don't know somebody like this. They don't know red souls or red destiny. But I even one person high up as me. And if the people are not loyal, I tell you what, I don't care about you. It's not politically and you hold like a human being. I don't like you. I don't care about you. You don't tell me that. You don't tell me that. You don't tell me that. But I don't tell me. They will feel to me. I said to him, yes. And I tell him this, I tell him, yes. I don't like yes. I don't like him. I don't understand very well. I don't like you. Basically, normal citizen, I also told you, when you're going like that, you're going to have a normal citizen with me, a normal civilian. Yeah, once you're a minister, once you're MP, twice a civilian. Once you're a commissioner, once you're police, twice a civilian. You go to the tight pants next to you. And also to you, a nasty man. The people and love until they don't like you. They don't like you at all. Someone look at me, I want to eat, you don't need nobody to walk with it. You know what I tell you? And then I walk down, you want to be done. Because you can't come out. You want to come with the security. And you can't go out without security. You can't be turned against some bullshit. I'm going to tell you the way. You somebody wants to know because she said for him here. And I general election for him to go into areas. That's the same I do this morning night. And what they're doing short term, they think over. But the word is come and the word parliamentarians, they don't want Heinz. Heinz, the rather more snatcher come back from the dead and the vote you. So let's put the news for this election. Let's get the people in there, generally. Heinz is a politically unnumbered. If that's nobody to put you and sit there, just
election. You can't take the movement from me in court. I have to work today later.
All right, thank you very much. Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Wonder if they put the people who some people want in the right places in the PNM, all of them will still go back and vote for PNM. And I don't want to hear nothing about PNM. I don't want to hear nothing about Hines. I don't want to hear nothing. I could care less about small pin, whosoever didn't get it and who gets it and all kind of thing. It don't bother me. What bothers me is that PNM, whether or not who is the leader or who they put, would be still existing. That's what people can't get in the head. No one discussion about Hines and who did it put and the political thing there. We want PNM to politically be there of Trinidad and Tobago. That is why we are here today in this country. It's because of the inception of PNM, starting with Eric Williams. Eric Williams could never be a good human being in my book. It was the whole thing. A good human being would not take a country that was first world and take it to no world. So what let's come and talk this morning about this and that and all kind of thing. The people who is the most oppressed in this country and seeing the most trouble is the people who just constantly talking about PNM and trying to hope that how PNM do the right thing to be the right path. They could do whatever they want. They could bring the Pope to be the leader of the PNM. It is not good for Trinidad and Tobago. There's still a DNA in this population and this country that no matter what we do, unless they still exist in Trinidad, have nowhere to go because all the total people have still decided that they what, no matter what good you do for them, them still supporting PNM. You understand? So until we get rid of that word PNM from our vocabulary and thinking, I don't want to hear nothing about that. Concerning the little religious situation and what is going on and all kind of things. Let me tell you something. This country and the mindset of the people, we are mature enough to have respect for others' religion, for others' ethnicity, for others' culture and all kind of things. We can pretend Trinidad and Tobago is the country because of a hypocrisy you could ever think about. We will pretend we go in the bus and sit down and play with here in the feeding and thing and fall asleep like we Rowley do. As you walk out there, you go say, "Boy, where the hell I really was here for?" We go pretend we went sari and dhoti and singing all kind of mantra for them Hindu and them. We go pretend we go in and giving all kind of charity for Christian and all these kind of things. But as soon as a little discussion comes, where we have difference of opinion and things, it's one to the bacchanal. Yesterday I point out to the population that, hey, hear what? I don't respect no religious entity. Not okay. I respect the religious entity, but I don't. Idol worshippers and all kind of thing. That until I have evidence that exactly what is real and what I could see is the direction to go. Until that, I respect everybody one, and I say you what you believe in, yes, that's yours, but I would not condemn that. And because let me explain something. I am a Hindu. I married a Muslim woman. My mother is Christian. Some of my sisters and things is Christian and all this kind of thing. And let me tell you something. When my wife having business and thing, I didn't sit together and we just never had a discussion or any sort of argument I think where religion is concerned. Likewise, when I go back to old lady and she come by me and all kind of things, no problem at all. Level of maturity, the other half, to start to respect people. A man could be what gender society want to be. That is not of your business. That is what that person thinks. Respect it. Once they don't affect you personally, how you're supposed to. Because a lot of people think that their lifestyle, you must change to adapt to their lifestyle. That is wrong. Nobody want to change to adapt to anybody's lifestyle. There's a world outside there with every single thing that exists that you could think about. You as an individual going into that world, supposed to say, hey, if you don't like this, go the other direction. If you don't want this, don't accept it and respect people. And because you're done and pleasant, you would live. And always remember, you must love yourself, but always love others more. Because you know what you want, you know what you're feeling in your heart, and you know what you're going through. You do know what other people are going through. So you go out there with it and you put it into other people. That man could now get on and want to kill somebody, and you could say the wrong thing, and then you end up in some kind of situation where you might go to kill you or some kind of thing like that. So, guys, tomorrow is Diwali. I want to wish everybody who want to accept it or who don't want to accept it a happy Diwali. And before I go, love yourself, love others more. Have a good morning, gentlemen, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you, Lennox. Engage, man. Oh boy, seeing you there. So what says thou with all we pick up so far? It look like the people more today, like they're more on they're not into their domestic situation at this point in time. I don't believe, remember,
for this program, one can of course apportion, let's say about 65% of the program would have been discussing matters of an external nature, but by and large we can always dovetail it to fit to Trinidad and Tobago, because let's face it, we have established the fact that the United States is our best, the greatest, and the most prolific trading partner. Is the most powerful country in the world. At one time would have been respected by the United States. In fact, they had one time been supplying them with, of course, their gas for winter. You know, this gas that they export, 49%. Of course, they are producing it. They are net producer of their own gas now. So what is called fracking, but they still have a tremendous influence on our economy, and of course that is reflected by our inability to conclude the Dragon Gas deal, because it is bordered with Venezuela, and that is the main bugbearer to that particular deal. So that and God knows we need it, because we are just producing half of what we need right now for consumption and for export. So as I said, yes, you're right, but we have broadened, of course, the game, so to speak. Next week, for example, we will have a specific segment dealing with issues
on tomorrow. We are on tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, but next week I'm talking about where we will be looking at issues specific to CARICOM. So I have been tasked with that responsibility, so that I would say, for example, what might be the trending in Grenada, St. Vincent, Dominica, right up, of course, the archipelagos, straight up to Jamaica, at least in the English-speaking Caribbean. So, it may well be. It may well be that is something that we'll have to address, on whether we should apportion anything at all, or focus more on these matters that are impacting Trinidad and Tobago in particular.
Hold 1 minute there. Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you. Welcome to the Ground Report. What's your contribution this morning?
Yes, Andy. This is Nathaniel, the one who always sending messages from San Grande.
Yeah, you go ahead, Nathaniel.
Right. Yes. Firstly, Lennox.
Hey.
A little while ago, you asked the question, what about trans women? Well, trans women who become men, right?
Yeah.
So trans men.
Yeah,
you want to know if anybody has an issue with they competing in any of men's activities. That makes no sense whatsoever, because the female human body is weaker than the male, than a man. XY chromosome male, X chromosome female. No matter how much transition you want to do, that skeletal structure remains the same. And a woman is not going to become a man and try to go and enter boxing matches with men. A woman is not going to go and try to compete in a lot of different sports that men compete in. So that it can never be compared. It can never be the same. A woman's body is softer and weaker than a man. And when these hardback men They're not even, you talking about the biological part of it. These men are basically still possessing everything physically that is a man. And even if even if they take off the wiggy, they're still men. Their skeletal structure, their bone structure, their muscles are superior, are stronger than women. So that could never be a comparison, brother. It could never be a comparison.
All right,
right?
I
And
just made it, I was looking at a sport
one
such
thing
as
I want to say concerning
equestrian, for example.
Lennox, because
Lennox, just now, right?
Go ahead.
Barack Obama thinks he is the most perfect human being in Trinidad and Tobago, and he's the most mature human being in Trinidad and Tobago, and likes to insult everybody else and then talk about people insulting. Right? Because he is part of the one world religion where everything is, every religion is the same and all paths lead to heaven and everything like that. That is his choice. He cannot call people immature because as Christians, we believe in Jesus Christ alone as being the way to salvation. That is our right. And we are always being attacked and always being condemned and always being ridiculed and being called slaves of the colonials. Just like similar to what was said yesterday. It didn't use the word slaves, but you mentioned about colonial influence on people. I don't care about the colonials. The Bible existed before the colonizers came anywhere in the Western Hemisphere or even had their own particular nations developed yet. Those were in the times of the Romans. Romans don't even exist today, at least not in that form. So when you're talking about as though because I'm a Christian, I follow in some colonial myths that come about. There are transcripts of the Bible that go back to 100 AD. That is long before the British or anything like that. So all that colonial narrative needs to stop. And we as Christians have a right to say that we believe in one God. We believe in Jesus as being the only way. We should not be attacked and ridiculed and called immature because of that. Barack needs to learn to have respect for other people on the program. He needs to learn to have respect for other people on the program because we do not attack all your religions, brother. We do not attack nobody else's religion on the program, but we always get in ridicule and bashed because of what we believe in. I am fed up of that. I will continue to support the program, you know. But I'm telling you plain, Andy, I'm getting fed up of always Christians getting bashed because of what we believe.
All right, thank you very much.
I suppose he is right in the corner of the Hindus because I mean that has been the experience. You know, so the shoes is on the other foot there.
You gotta keep going.
Yeah, boy.
I showing to me that you're weakness in your own faith.
Only worshiping this and elephant and etc. So it goes both ways. So, but we must not be thin-skinned. We must accept constructive criticism in particular. But the
Muslim faith is
the sport I was referring to is like equestrian, and maybe let's say horse racing, for example, where you really don't need that robust masculine form in order, of course, to compete. Those kinds of sports I was looking at. But it is clear that he probably didn't do any research there because I'm sure there might be something. And I asked the question, not that I was informed, was only for my own information. He, of course, having, introduced that particular topic. So I thought I should just switch it and see whether or not there's any research or information relating to women wanting, of course, to change their sex to to compete in sporting activities that would normally be dominated by male. So that's why. So it was for academic.
And then on top of that, I haven't heard really and truly anyone. You can see that some people talking like they not for various religion, but I ain't hear nobody openly criticize any religion on this Ground Report program for the morning. To openly criticize any religion.
Yeah, I find it.
Everybody that.
Yeah, that's a sensitivity that is too sensitive.
Yeah.
People have to learn to be tolerant. But bigotry, I could assure you, will not be countenanced here because, for example, I was very strident a couple Baptist holidays ago, where Dr. Rowley went on a podium and raised a hymn. Somebody touched him, somebody, and I thought it was a mockery of the Baptist community. And then, of course, it was converted into, I think, a soca thing. And then, of course, down in Diego Martin, he said that his members of the PNM was rooting him on to convert that particular song to a soca hit for Carnival.
Yes,
And
yes.
he was so enthused, ignorant and oblivious to the damage that he was doing to the Baptist community. He then said, well, listen, meet me in the savannah, etc., etc., because he was taking basket
Yes,
So
yes.
we had to, of course, to say, no, stop there. That is bigotry, that is mockery, and as a consequence. So we have these developments, but we,
Yes,
as
but
a
one
people,
minute, 1 minute. Really
cosmopolitan
gonna
as
take
we
road
are,
of this
yeah,
one.
cosmopolitan and multi-religious, we have to learn, of course, to be tolerant. Go ahead, Andy.
Yes, call. Short and sweet. Next caller, hold on. Next caller. But go ahead. Go ahead, this caller here. Yeah.
Every time I call in it, I never ever disrespect anybody religion or the race or the culture. I just always say respect everybody's culture and thing, and same way have respect for others. Now, and that's this point I was trying to make. We don't have the maturity in this country without being offended, because I not suffer with inadequacies. That as soon as you talk about something, you offend them personally. But it's a general way of living and lifestyle and all this kind of thing. So you have your human inadequacies that as soon as you hear something start, a discussion start, it affects you personally. So you take it up and you run with it. We don't have a road. We don't have that mature, respectable and responsible conversation about the topic. You understand? So I could tell you, the same Christianity where we're talking about is one Bible, but it is interpreted in a lot of different ways. The open Bible is interpreted. They don't celebrate Christmas and all this. Jehovah's Witness, they don't celebrate Christmas on Christmas Day. They have a different opinion. I have Jehovah's Witness is my neighbor. When Christmas holiday and thing, they just tell me that they don't celebrate. We have people who having Sabbath on different days, and the Baptists have a different, so that's none of my business. Written and their opinion. So nobody can come and tell me about who is God and what they believe in. That job business, I don't have that to do with me. And who decides to change whatever gender and things, they could do whatever, that's their business, and I want to just explain. But if it have people, organization, that would say, okay, you change your gender and come and play sport, and the world accept it. What business is that for you? You change your gender and go and play in an export, and if you want to, that's offending you so much, go and make money. You understand? So you have to be open-minded in this world that we live in. And you have to be able to understand where we are and how politics operates, how religion operates, how banking operates in the world. So that every day you won't come out and only day, as soon as you hear something, you attack somebody and you start to defend and all this kind of thing. Put it in the broader picture, global, international, and then you would understand why things are the way they are, how things operate, why people behave in a certain way, why we're not getting the kind of treatment and kind of respect we're supposed to get, why we deviating from what we believe is God's law, the man's law, and all these kind of things. And then you would understand that. So don't come and talk about Barakpur this and Barakpur that. Barakpur have his business in order. Barakpur have everything that he needs in order to survive and live in this world. And Barakpur can make decisions and make judgments in any part of the world that I go to be accommodated and live among people. Because Barakpur understands what is taking place. Barakpur understands where children have to be in this world to be safe and to be respected. That's why My turn, I prepare them for a world that when they go out there, they won't be classed as, oh, all the wearing hijab, or oh, you praying the idol, and then kind of thing with the perception of how people operate in this world. You understand? When you're simple-minded, when you cannot sit down and have big debate about things very crucial to you and things. And I can go back straight back down to history and say, okay, what religion we used to practice before the colonial masters and come. So many texts, so many writings, so many readings, so many the churches and the thing before the colonial days, before they started on population. When they went to invade Africa and the Africans sell out the slaves to the white people and all kind of, we could go back there and live in British, but don't bring things conveniently. Try to make people feel that I attacking somebody or denying somebody. If you frustrated and you had no business, without you with me. Have a good morning, gentlemen. Lisa.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, time check. It's 8 minutes to the hour. Let's go to the lines. A morning call away calling from. What's your contribution on the ground report this morning? And yes, we are on tomorrow. Please go. Morning.
Calling from St. James.
Go ahead, St. James.
I've been hearing a lot of this gender transition thing. My opinion, whether they choose to accept it or not, is simple. Those men who transition in simply trying to run from doing a post-straight test. They don't want to get no post-straight exam because of the implications of that. So they transition. And scientists have proven that the lifespan of a man is roughly 75 years, and the lifespan of a woman is approximately 81 years, generally. So by the time I hit age 74, I intend to transition. Thank you very much.
Wait, Lennox, you laughed it. Tell me that what you mean by that. You laughed it. You come good.
Well,
You can know it's something serious.
He wants to live longer than the average man, and in order to do that, he has to transition to a woman so he can live at least an extra 10 to 15 years. And that's what he's saying. It's only a Trinidadian, of course, will make light of a topic that for some will be considered to be, of course, crucial. So I like the approach, and I think it brings a certain sense of humor, and at the same time, you know,
Yes, we're going to report this on tomorrow, people. Yes, we are on tomorrow. So you like the approach.
Because I look in seriously now at that possibility once the technology is cheap and easy to access. Just to last a little longer on the face of the earth.
No, but come let me take our next call. Morning caller.
Hello.
Go ahead, caller.
Good morning.
Andy.
Yeah.
Wait, you have me listen for a long one. Here, listen, let me put some things in perspective here now, right? Religion is a man-made thing. People choose what religion they want to be. Sometimes their parents make them choose that because they're born in a Hindu home, in a Christian home, whatever, right? The choice is when a person gets mature, they're free to choose whatever way they want to go. Religion is not a spiritual thing. Spirituality has nothing to do with religion. Religion is a way people choose to worship God, right? That's enough for religion. What religion is do? Religion is divide people. Always remember that. Religion is divide people. Politicians use it, priests use it, and in order to control people, right? They change the text, they change the narrative, and all other things in order to control people. That's the bottom line. Religion is a form of control. Number two, the name Adam, A-D-A-M, right? We know it is in English as Adam.
All right, but just now, before you think they, wait, because I want to lose this thing, Lennox. Somebody just sent a message here saying, Lennox, you would not make a good woman when you decide to put on that time to reach the 10 years more. You wouldn't make a good woman, so don't bother to try that. Go ahead, Matt, my brother.
Well, it doesn't mean a good woman, but it's getting the age. The age I'm looking at. I don't care about whether it's woman or not.
Oh, the age. All right.
Yeah,
go ahead.
The age I want to advance. So looking is a different story. But go ahead, my friend.
In Hebrew, it's spelled A-D-M. Adam comes from the Adamah, right? The name Adam is equivalent of 46. The word 46 means 46 chromosomes. When God said, let us divide the man, or let us take the woman out of the man. The woman came from the man. The man was one man with both male and female. Right? Then God separate the man and take the woman out of the man. You just read it in the Bible. Out of the man, the woman came. But people don't understand it because it sounds like a fairy tale. In the beginning, the gods and them was male and female. Everything was male and female. If it was a woman, she was male and female. The Bible says, and you there?
Yes, we are listening. The Bible say, go ahead quick, because we have approximately 3 minutes.
Say, Messiah say, let the weed and the wheat grow together. And on the day of the harvesting, the angel will come and separate the wheat from the weed. So we have to live together. Good and bad have to exist here. That's how he created with evil and good. We have to choose what is good. That's how we have freedom and freedom of choice and free will to choose what is right. We must do. He gave me 10 commandments as 10 as the border that we must not go beyond the borders and them. I told you about that the other day. So the word Adam, she come from the Adama, Adam come from the ground. Right? God put our spirit in him and bring him to life. So these are things we could talk about if you want to go into the higher realm now about human existence. And just as it was in the beginning, it have to go back to how it was in the end. So if they take
Thank you very much. Thank you. We have to wrap up. Yes. Let's just take this last call here. Go ahead. Oh boy. Nice. Let's just take the last. I think Nathaniel was calling back, but he will only have 1 minute, because it's 2 minutes to the hour. Nice. Well, he ain't calling back again. So Lennox Smith.
Well, people, we are on tomorrow. We are on tomorrow. We have covered quite a lot of material today, and of course, as per usual, we'll continue, of course, and maybe have a little focus on the Diwali, of course, some of the major issues,
Diwali itself.
the historical connotations as far as Trinidad is concerned, of course, the story behind it, all of that we will try to, of course, share with you. So stay tuned, and still, of course, nestled in the history, because, of course, we have a certain section of the society that are Hindus, and basically it's a religious part of the matrix of Trinidad and Tobago. After all, we are a melting pot of all kinds of strains from all parts of the world, nestled in this small island small twin island state called Trinidad and Tobago. But mainly in Trinidad, whilst, of course, we still have some. So we will see you tomorrow, and don't forget, of course, that tonight we are still on the corridor transformation from 8 o'clock.
Nice. And I want to believe also the observers today, Wednesday. So Trinidad and Tobago, until tomorrow morning, please God. Yes. That's really the Pitbull of Radio. On behalf of the Ground Report team, we are out of here. Again, Shukdawali to all of you that are looking to us and dial the Caribbean. Letters.
Om Jai Lakshmi Mata Durga Roop Niranjani Sukh Sampati Data Maya Sukh Sampati Data जो कोई तुमको ध्यावत रिद्धि सिद्धि धन
Williams and Lennox Smith.
bang 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 bang
Well, people, of course, we have come to the end of carrying on the corridor transformation of the ground report. See you tomorrow morning. Once again, of course, we are on tomorrow morning, but certainly tonight we continue of course, on the corridor transformation.
Time to go, time to go, time to go, it's time to go. Look, now is the time for Crowley to go. It's only Kamla with fixed Trimbago. Time to go, time to go, time to go, it's time to go. Look, now is the time for Crowley to go. It's only Kamla could save Trimbago. It's billions gone from we treasury. A tax-paying man can get nothing for free. It's billions gone from we treasury. A tax-paying man can get nothing for free. Trinidad and Tobago, please open your eye, 'cause the truth in your face, Crowley could only lie. Time to go, time to go, time to go, it's time to go. Look, now is the time for Crowley to go. It's only Kamla could save Trimbago. Look, Crowley give us promises to the sky, but I support in UNC till the day that I die. Look, Crowley give us promises to the sky, but I support in UNC till the day that I die. There's only Anti-Kamla could come and save we. So go out and vote. We vote in UNC. Time to go.